Hi, everybody. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me? Oh, did I turn this down? I don't know if I did. Oh, no, I did. I did. Hi, everyone. We've got some stuff. We got some stuff. What have we got? We've got Ambie's little mate, and we've got Foodie having some chicken parm. That's what we call here, chicken parm. And I thought this is a good time for me. I know it might be a weird time for you guys, but this way you get to have me and Pulpy tonight if he goes live. I don't know. But this seems to be a corner of the world that I can sort of do my stuff in. And if this works out for some people, then it works out for some people. But it's not going to be every time I do it at this time of day. But it's a pocket that works for me. I've done my food prep. I've done my cooking. I've had their council come around and look at some trees out the back. I've done a bunch of washing up. I've put on a load of laundry. I've had a snack and I've done some edits. I have been productive today. I had a shower, did a full beat of makeup, got my shirt on. I'm wearing a comfy bra. I had a not so comfy bra on and underwire, and I thought, I'm at home. I am so not wearing an underwire bra at home. So I changed it. I put my Dior on. It's all happening. I've got my drinks. Do you want to know what snack I had? I kept the packet because it was so delicious. And hi, everybody. Let's see. Was I naked? Well, in the shower I was, but then I was toweled up straight out of the shower. I was. Hi, Shelley. Rudy. Hi, Rudy. Rudy, is your birthday on Thursday? Well, it's Thursday here, so I guess it's your birthday for me now. So happy birthday, Rudy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rudy. Happy birthday to you. I'll count to what number should I count to? 20, because Rudy likes numbers and he likes it when we count. So I might do a quick count to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There you go, Rudy. Some solid counting for you. Hi, Seafood. Hi, Satan. Ghost. Okay. So here's my snack. There's this brand that we have here. It's called Byron Bay Cookies. They make all different flavors. But I got this one. It's got the macadamia nut shortbread. And they're like tiny little balls. Like you can see them on the front, but they're about that big. And I just had that while I was editing my videos with a cup of coffee. And it was so nice because shortbread's a bit dry, but this was really yummy. They make really nice chocolate chip cookies. And then they do this other one that's got like little bits of like kind of like M&Ms, all different colored ones, but in the vanilla cookie dough, really nice. Now, how bad are these shortbreads? I don't know. It's about 450 calories for the bag. It's only a little bag, like on my hand, but yeah, it's shortbread. I don't have them. I only get them every so often. I don't really like biscuits too much, but occasionally I like a nice one, and I get these when they're on half price sometimes. They're about $2.50 for the bag, $5 normally. They're not an everyday treat. Okay. What's Satan up to? What does Satan need to use? Oh, what have I missed? Panda, you're coming in a bit hot, mate. Are you all revved up because you've seen the picture? Have you seen the picture of the mini gherkin, the fun-sized carrot? Is that why you're coming in like this? And what's Satan? What have you done? Your harpoon broke. Oh, no. Some Aussie snacks. I could do like a little Aussie taste test video for like one of my little 3 or 4 minute like cooking videos that I do sometimes to throw in the mix. I can get some candies and I can get some savory stuff and do a meat pie, sausage roll, a sausage on bread, a snag. What do we call them? A sausage sizzle. I could do like some Aussie specific little foods and bits and pieces if you want. Just a quick little 5-minute video. But yeah, so Alexis has her YouTube going. She's up to, I don't know, about 3,000 subscribers. She's posted her very first video. I've edited it. I didn't edit the amount of time or what she was saying. I just changed the background. How do we feel? How do we feel about Alexis outing Ambie? It's 24 hours or is it 48 hours since the phone call? It's been 48 hours since the phone call. So she's had a time to calm down. She's definitely had time to think about her approach to the circumstance. She's definitely had time to have other conversations with Amber. So this is not in the spare of the moment. This is not in the heat of the moment. This is calculated and very much on purpose. She put out a request for Q&A. So she's deliberately asked the community, what tea do you want me to spill? So she's got some questions. You probably already have seen it, but we're going to go through it together. So I feel like she's a bit snaky. She's calculated and she's snaky. Whether or any of what she says is true or not, I mean, it could be. Her delivery sounds honest, but she's snaky. She's got ulterior motives. She might be starting a vlog channel. I don't know, she's hinting at it. I did go and have a look at her TikTok today. She does like to do the soft mouthing lip syncing like Amber does. Like watching her TikToks, it very much mirrors what Amberlynn does on hers. Very bizarre song choices, not bizarre song choices, like basic bitch song choices, lots of Billie Eilish, just, I don't know, lesbian stuff. I can see why her and Amber bonded, put it that way. Okay, so are you ready? I have not seen the peen. Look, I'm going to be honest, I've not seen the peen. I have multiple secondhand opinions, and the opinion across the board is that it's nothing exciting. It's not a full-size chocolate bar. It is the fun size. It is a baby carrot. It is a pinky. If penises were hands, it is definitely the pinky. Chantal used to pride herself on being a size queen. Clearly, when she took on Salah, she took on some of his flaws as well. I now know why he's mastering the piano. He may have found out that pianists are very adept at fingers and working on his fingering on the keyboard. So perhaps where you don't have one particular skill or the right equipment for a said skill, you hone your other skills to become adept. You know what I'm saying? If you are blind, you improve your hearing. You know what I mean? So if you can't talk with your mini wrench, you use your other power tools. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. But is anybody surprised? I have this theory. You can judge a man by their hands. Generally, it's not completely across the board, but if a man's got nice hands, I feel in my experience, they generally have a fairly nice piece of equipment downstairs. That's just been my experience. And Sally doesn't have nice hands, and apparently the downstairs isn't so great either. Now, after I've just said all that, I do not agree with the fact that we all now have concrete evidence of what Salah's packing downstairs, because it's embarrassing to have that out there publicly. If you've sent it privately and you're both over age, that's where it should stay. But people are shady, and people don't always have good morals, and they don't have good scruples. And if this was somebody that we liked and they were in a couple that we liked and this kind of stuff was leaked, we would all be up in arms right now. We would all be like, that's not fair, that's cruel, that's mean, that's nasty to have that out there. How embarrassing, how humiliating. And I hate the idea of revenge porn, because humiliation is, I don't know, the name of the game. But I just feel like perhaps it's some karma. It's the universe's way of laying out a little bit of karma. I do not encourage you to go searching up the images. I do not, for many reasons, but for reasons like we do not want to spread, we do not want to, do that. And we don't want to hurt your eyes, but RP is not fun. It's not kind. It's not nice. It's not needed. We don't need to see those bits and pieces. If you need to see ding-dongs, get on Bing, get on Pornhub, go to a medical journal. If you're not sure what one looks like, go Google it. I'm sure you could find it. We do not need to see Sala's. Absolutely not. And I hope the person that leaked it gets in trouble. And my condolences to Foodie. My condolences to Foodie. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Oh, let's not even talk about his grooming habits because that's all I can say. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm so glad that I haven't seen it and I won't see it. Do not email it to me. Do not DM it to me. I have no desire to see his little carrot. I don't want to see it ever. He is revolting. I already know that it's gross. Already know. I don't need to see it to confirm it. Okay. All right. For the love of dog. Sala plays the piano for everyone. He's proud of himself. He plays the piano. He sounds like shit, but he still does it. He laughs like that, but he still does it. Of course, he's going to think he's got the best looking schlong on the planet. That's just the kind of guy he is. He doesn't understand that women and other men have actually seen other wangs, and we have got some comparability. And we know what's like a midget size so I shouldn't say midget size. I apologize. That is not. Oh, no, in this circumstance, I'm talking about teeny tiny things. So that's fine. Midget size penises comparative to actual normal size penises. You know what I would say? I'm not talking about gargantuan ones like blue whale size penises. I'm just talking about average human men's. And Sala just doesn't seem to rack up against the rest of them. Maybe that's why he's so angry at women, because he knows that he's going to be humiliated in the bedroom no matter what. But anyway, okay, so let's now get into we're going to watch Foodie later and we'll do Alexis now and see what she has to say. And let's all put in our 2 cents what we think about what she says. Okay, you ready? All right, let's go. And I'll go back and read some of the comments because I've been jibber-jabbering. But let's see what Alexis is up to, shall we? I have cut the first intro bit. She doesn't know how to make intros. She's never made a YouTube video. She's just going to jump straight into it. So let's go.
So I'm just going to immediately dive into the questions that some of you have asked. So the first question is, was Amber actually taking weight loss seriously for once?
Abby.
And did Emily possibly make her stop doing that? I do believe that Amber was trying to take weight loss seriously, but unfortunately, I do think it was because she was talking to Erica, and Erica takes her own weight loss and fitness journey very seriously. I also don't believe that Tommy ever specifically told Amberlynn to stop semaglutide. I just think that Amberlynn knows her preference, and if she doesn't have to put in the work, she won't.
There you go.
Did Amber know about the stuff?
Sorry, guys. I made it a bit bigger so you can read them. I know you've probably already read them, and she's kind of answering the question with, she's kind of giving you the gist of what the question is, but you can probably read it now, I'm sure. Now, the reason I put the banner up is, well, I've tried to hide the identity of their people because, I don't know, I felt like she should have done that. I mean, I know it's public information, but we know what girl world's like. I mean, I just thought it'd be best not to splash people's names around so they can't be targeted in case they go into people's chats,
Stuff before Kiwi Farms found it. She initially told me that Tommy preferred very, very large women. And she told me that her late fiance was close to 1,000 pounds. I don't know how much Amberlynn actually knew about all of the posts that recently came up, nor do I think she would ever admit to me if she did know everything. Have you ever caught ALR out in a lie? I have caught her in many. So now it's hard.
So if you know your friend's a liar and you've caught them in many lies, have you called her out? And why would you continue to be friends with somebody that is a liar and continues to lie to you? And if you call them out on it, do they go like, I'm so sorry I lied? Like how can you be friends with someone that you know is a liar?
For me to decipher what was actually true and what never was. Are you still in touch with Jade? No, but I wish I was. How come Amber claims Jade's toxic and blank behavior if she kept hooking up with Jade after the breakup? So I'm not gonna lie, I have also done this before.
That is a very, very good question, because they kept coming over. Jade kept coming over, and they would get in it. She would always allude to like hickeys and blah blah blah, and and she'd give you a little smug little jiggle and a little, what she does. But if they're so abusive, then why would she be allowing that person back in a house? You would want to be as far away from them as possible. It's very similar to what Foodie Beauty was alluding to, but I don't know. I don't think Jade was probably hands-on, but just because somebody upsets your feelings and says something that you don't like, that does not mean they're abusive to you. There is a very distinct difference between them having an opinion that's opposite to yours and that makes you upset, to them directly saying something that is abusive. And I hate it when people go, well, that's so abusive. It's like, no, they're just disagreeing with me and I don't like it. But that doesn't mean I'm allowed to be upset. People are allowed to upset me. I cannot walk around the world expecting everyone to just cater and pander to every feeling that I have. If I get upset, that's up to me. And it's okay for me to be upset. The world is not going to end if I'm upset for a day.
And I'm not saying that to try and justify her behavior, but I genuinely think that sometimes after a breakup, you're just so shocked. And sometimes you try to hold on to what is left of that person. Did it hurt that Amber dismissed your BPD during her live? Were we even supposed to know that? When she gets like this was pretty cruel. We're supposed to care about her BPD, but only hers. I don't really care. It's not like a secret that I also struggle with my mental health. But unlike Amber, I have actually taken the time to be alone and work on myself. And I actually
but how is that? How do we know that? Because Amber says the same thing, and so does Foodie. They both go, well, I've been to therapy and I've changed and I'm better and I've done this and I've done that and I understand this and I'm so self-aware. How do we know that Alexis has done anything more than what Foodie or Amber has done? That's just from her perspective. So she could be exactly the same tier of narcissist as Amber. We don't know enough about Alexis yet to know that any of this is true.
Have gone to therapy with a real licensed therapist and not just chat AI and WebMD. Wow. Does she support her friends financially?
Oh, so does that mean that Ambie is just using very generic therapy to affirm her own beliefs about her own mental health conditions and not actually have any human feedback? And a therapist gets an in-person therapist gets a really broad scope of your moods, your language, how you react and respond after they've seen you multiple times. One session over their WebMD is not going to give you a confirmation of your diagnosis. Is that how she's got the BPD? She did one of those, do you have ADHD? Pinterest type quizzes. Oh, you are 20% ADHD. You've got tendencies, but you're not quite one of them. Is that how she's been diagnosed with BPT? You know what I'm saying?
Example, does she send Eric and Ricky money? Did she pay for Emily plane ticket, rental car, etc. when she visited Oklahoma City? Do I think it's possible that she paid for Emily's plane ticket? Sure.
Of course Amber paid for Emily to come. Of course she did. She needed to have somebody over. She needed to shove it up in Erica's face. 100%. Of course Amberlynn paid for that. Emily before that was hustling people to be a pretend feeder to get money so that she could go and visit her 1,000-pound girlfriend. Condolences to the 1,000-pound girlfriend who's passed away. But of course, Emily, of course, she can't afford it. She doesn't have the 1,000-pound girlfriend anymore. She wants to travel. She has to pay out of her own pocket. She's not going to pay to go see Amber. She probably can't afford it.
Do I think she's financially supporting her friends? Absolutely not. There was a period of time where I was quite literally working 3 jobs and still barely making ends meet. And I didn't talk about it very often because I didn't want her to feel like I was asking for anything. But she never, ever offered, not even one time.
Grown-up human people, adults, mums, dads, brothers, sisters, just single people. Have you ever had a friend just randomly offer to help you with a bill? They know you're struggling, but do you have other people coming to you say, look, bro, I can see you're struggling. Can I chuck you 400 just to tide you over? No, if you need help from a friend because you've got a bill coming up, they might come to you and say, look, can you just cover me? Or can I have a 50? Or, oh, I can't come to dinner. You might go, no, it's all right. I'll shout. It's okay. I know things are a bit hard right now. I had a friend who was a student, and when we went out, I used to pay for her a lot because I knew she was struggling. Like, she wanted to come out with us, but she couldn't. So I just, foot the bill for a bit. And when she finished her studies, she started to reciprocate, but she never straight up asked for monies for bills or rent or anything, because adults don't normally do that. So just because Amber makes a good living from YouTube doesn't mean she should naturally be offering up money.
Does she have any friends in Oklahoma City? Why doesn't she try to find girlfriends in her own state ever? Why does she always look for love on TikTok? Yes, she does, and he seems actually very nice. But was he a viewer before they met? Yes. I also have never talked to him, and I'm not really sure what his true intentions were messaging her. But he does get to hang out with Amberlynn's mom, and I'm kind of jealous of that. But he is also probably like me in regards to being on the back burner now that she's back with Tommy.
Nice.
Has she been trolled by other people?
Question, because we haven't heard anything from Amber today, have we? I didn't check. Oh, I didn't even check to see if there's anything. I should do that now. Do we think that Amber even gives a shit right now that she's not friends with Alexis? I wouldn't think so. I think that perhaps she's just like, I don't care. I've got Tommy. I don't need friends anymore. I've got a girlfriend. That's all I need in the world. And when her and Tommy bust up, then she's going to be like, and I can't have friends. And she's going to start digging up people that have been DMing her and starting to form friendships again. But do I think that she cares that she's not friends with Alexis? No. Do I think she cares that Alexis is saying all this stuff, true or not? Absolutely. I'm putting my pen down because I'm annoying myself. Amberlynn, anything on the community? Does she even do community tab posts? Nah, nothing from Ambie. Ambie's not responded. She probably won't respond for another day or two. She'll let it blow over a little bit.
Well, like Erica thinking they were dating. Yeah. Her main one was Danielle. I mean, she was in love with this girl.
Oh.
And
that was the one that Amber said no. She was not married. Well, technically speaking, she wasn't legally married, but she's in a common law marriage because she's been with that person for 10 years. But Em doesn't seem to care. She seems to like to get into a throuple.
I can actually understand why, because she's incredibly attractive. This girl also said a lot of the right things that made Amberlynn kind of hooked, and she would do.
Oh, okay. What are the words that Danielle would have said to Amber to hook her? Oh, I love your hair. I wish you could teach me how to do makeup. Your makeup's so pretty all the time. I like confident, strong women. Your TikToks are really sexy. You're sexy. I think you're probably one of the prettiest girls I've ever seen. And you know what? And I like that cute, quirky side of your personality. I find that really intriguing. You know what else I really love? I really love poetry. You wouldn't happen to write poetry, would you? And singing. Oh, I don't actually like real life singing. I like lip syncing. I think lip syncing is so sexy. Oh my God. I bet you these are all and I'm independently wealthy and I don't need your money. I think these are probably some of the things that she said to Ambie.
The inconsistent reassurance with her and be like totally in love with her one day and then like really all about her pre-existing partner the next day. Danielle has been with her current partner from my understanding.
Sure, Planet Panda, go for it. As long as there's nothing rude in them, because I know the Europeans can be a little bit risque. You can post them as long as the commercials, everybody's fully clothed. Nobody's enacting any kind of like faux sexual activity. There's no sexual nothing that could get me in trouble. Put it that way.
A decade, at least.
Or Abby's interested. Send it to Abby. Abby wants it.
But they are not married. This was when I started to realize that.
And my fantasy, Amber, is to see a plus-size girl such as yourself, because nothing under 300 for me, is to see an oversized plus-size girl just swimming in a paddle pool of orange chicken whilst going nom, nom, nom. Is that something that you could do? Because I'm into that.
That Amberlynn does not care if someone's in a pre-existing relationship already. If she likes you and she thinks you're attractive and you say the right combination of words, she's going. Amberlynn also apparently gave this girl money. Literally in the same time frame that I was struggling. She also really loved to compare her on.
So Erica, Alexis is annoyed that she gave a love interest, that she was courting someone some money, but she wasn't giving her friend, a grown adult responsible for themselves, working 3 jobs, some free cash. It's not free money. It's a loan. When it's friends on friends, it's a loan. So you would have had to pay it back anyway. So why get into debt when you're only just making ends meet anyway? Because then that's something that you'd have to pay her back now. So you should be grateful that she didn't give you any money. And you're an adult. Nobody has to save you but yourself.
Online relationship with this girl to my in-person relationship with my girlfriend at the time. I really, really loved that a lot. She has never met Danielle or Abby in real life, or Erica. Also, Abby was 20 years old when Amberlynn started talking to her, and then lied about it to me, and then backtracked, and then told me the truth again. A 14-year.
See, normally, now this is going to sound very funny, but normally you would think that big of an age gap of like 14 years would be a big deal, because a person that's like 33, 34 would be mature, well established, you know, the maturity, the disparity of the maturity between the two would be quite large, from 20 to 34, depending on the 20-year-old. Now, I feel like that maybe that 20-year-old was more mature than Amber. That had her shit together a little bit more than Amber. Technically speaking, it's a big gap, and because one's 20 and one's 34, they're on very different like dynamics. Like if that was a dude and that was a young girl, you'd think that's gross, and it's still very gross, but I don't know. It depends on the 20-year-old, but I just don't see how that can work. But if they were like a very immature 20, someone like Amber coming in with her control issues, oh my God, that would be really, really, really bad. She could really fuck a 20-year-old up with her personality. Oh my God.
Your age gap is, I'm sorry I have to, but hectic. I also want to say that Amberlynn never had intentions of actually being with Erica, but when the relationship with Danielle and then the relationship with Abby didn't work out.
But see, this is where I think it's different, because once somebody hits their 30s, they're kind of like an established adult. You're not in your growing pains phase. You've kind of like cemented who you are. You have a bit of a life experience behind you. You're more mature. And then I think the older you get, the disparity doesn't really make too much, because you're not just out of your teen years. Like, you've had some life experience. So I think just 20s and your 30s or your mid 30s, I just think there's a big gap there. But like, think of it this way. If he's early 30s, okay, so there's a 15-year gap, right? If you were 30 and they were 15, or they were 20 and you were 35, would you probably have still dated them? I don't know. Maybe you would, but 15, you wouldn't. I know you wouldn't have done that. That's gross. But you know what I mean? Like 20 and 35, it's a bit, the dynamic's different. He's a grown up, like a grown up, like a proper grown up. He's not a man child at 20. So it's a bit different once they're 30s and beyond, I think. That is just how I perceive the world. I could be completely wrong, but that's what I think.
She kind of just settled.
Hi, Sassy.
She would always tell me how this Erica girl really likes her and really wants to be with her, but she just didn't look at her like that, even though she was juggling all three of them at the same time at one point. Is there any part of you that feels bad for betraying Amberlynn's trust? Like when you think back on all the talks you two had when everything was good, did you ever think you would betray her? Honestly, yeah. I do feel bad and I do miss her a lot. And even though she kind of
Well, you've truly fucked the relationship now, because even if she did want to be your friend again, she'll never, ever, ever, ever trust you again with anything. There won't be any cute little phone calls about buffalo wing dipping sauce or anything like that at 2 o'clock in the morning, or pumpkin, I don't know, puffball drink things. But you've truly fucked that now. So good one. Excellent. You're a dynamite friend,
brushed
mate.
me off sometimes or just wanted to talk about herself or whatever. I definitely do miss her and I probably always will. Did I think I was ever going to betray her? Hell no. I literally thought it was like the coolest thing in the world that I was her friend. And I felt special because I feel like I got to see a side of her that nobody else gets to see. But now I'm starting to realize that it was probably all fake. Is she secretly friends with Zachary Michael? He seems to be protecting her a little too much these days. Honestly, I think that he's just really good at seeing things.
It's not Reaction Channel's job to really attack. It's just to comment and put our opinions forward. And some people are full on like, get her. And some people are a lot softer and gentler and nicer and have different perspectives. But it's not Zachary's job to protect or not protect Amber. He just reacts and responds. And if he gets behind the scenes information, he's not obligated to share it. He still has a moral compass. He still has his own feelings, and he has his own channel to protect as well. So just because he knows something about Amber that is salacious and is the hot tea, it may not be wise for him to put it out there because it would make him look bad, and it doesn't sit with his moral compass. And honestly, with Amber, you wait long enough, it will eventually come out. And sometimes coming out from a third source is better than if you'd released it anyway. This is wickedly more fun, right? I would not have liked another reaction channel to get this tea and do it the way that it did. I like the way that this has come out. I think it's way fun.
Things for what they are. And Amberlynn is not always delusional or in the wrong, but most of the time, yeah. I'd like to know what your partner thinks of Amber and your friendship with her. First off, I just want to give a public service announcement that my partner goes by they, them pronouns. So
Alexis, there's no need to tell us, but thank you. Respect the pronouns, everybody. But you, the fact that your partner is even coming up in the conversation when you literally spat at Amber, don't bring my partner into it, and you're now bringing them into it. Listen, it's never going to get to the stage where your partner is going to be a player in this game. You are a side character. They are a side character. We'll never get intimate enough with you to know your partner's pronouns. And if you were going to get upset about Amber talking, not even saying anything bad, but just mentioning your partner, as in this, you should not have even answered this question. You should have skipped over it, because your partner's not to be brought up or mentioned as part of girl world. That was my vibe that you got from this. We don't care what your partner thinks. We barely care what you think, but we certainly do not care what your partner thinks.
Oh, if anybody mentions them in any videos, I would pretty much expect you to use their proper pronouns. When I first told them about the fact that I was friends with Amberlynn, they didn't really know much about her.
Hi, Izzy.
And then I started bringing them on FaceTime calls, and they actually got along really well until Amberlynn started sending nudes and showing me her full conversations with Erica and all of the nudes that they exchanged. And when I was...
So Alexis did a TikTok that was in a crowd. There was must have been the concert that she went to. There's a concert, and she had some script on there that said, I wonder how so-and-so would feel if they knew their girlfriend was sending me nudes just a couple of days ago when they were meant to be oh so happy. Now, the nudes in question, I'm assuming, are the ones that were not omitted from the conversations that she'd been having with Tommy. So it wasn't so much that Amber Lynn was sending Alexis nudes like, ooh, look at my body. It was more like, this is the conversation and I've neglected to omit my raw, naked self from these conversations. Alexis has tried to frame it like Amber was sending me nudes while she was like talking to you, like she's sending me to elicit some kind of sexual response with her nudes to my phone. No, she's framed that, I think, very differently from what Amber did. Would I send any conversations where I'm nude? I'd be editing that shit. I'd be screenshotting and editing myself out. I would never send nudes to anyone, face in or face out anyway. But there's no, like, she is twisting things, I feel, to make Amber look a certain way and to get in between her and Tommy, which is great, but not great. Like, we want Tommy and Amber not together, but I don't want it through manipulative tactics. I would love it if Amber just said, this is not good for me. I should not be with somebody who wants to increase my weight because I already struggle with that by myself. This is not a good match for me. I would like her to make that cognitive decision on her own. I would not want a backstabbing, two-timing snake manipulating facts to upset my potential partner so they break up with me, because then Tommy becomes the one that got away because of Alexis's manipulations, not because Amber solidly decided on her own that it's not a good match. I think that's really gross, and that makes me bombastic side eye Alexis even more.
With my ex-girlfriend, Amber Lynn would make public Facebook comments calling me daddy in them, like knowing full well I had a girlfriend, but since Danielle wasn't committing to her completely, she didn't care. Did you notice ALR adopting your personality and mannerisms when you became friends? Yes. Half of her isms right now are literally mine. Except I don't.
No offense, but that's something that I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows about BPD, that is a paranoia and something that a lot of BPD people do. They think people mirror them and they copycat them. It's a feeling of inflated sense of self that tends to sort of be, when you're around someone long enough, you pick up their mannerisms, right? But it doesn't mean that they're copying, like, it's not a copying thing. It's just an innate thing. But yeah, okay. All right, Alexis.
I don't know where she got this like hectic word from, so don't come for me for that, because I didn't do that. But like the randomly busting out in a country accent thing that she's been doing, that is me.
For the love of God, I know this, and see, this is where I get a little bit like, I don't know. I don't act like this in my real life. I don't have these kinds of conversations with my friends. I'm not friends with people that would do stuff like this. I cut people really quickly, like, or I don't get to know them well enough. If I get an ick, I kind of like, no, I don't want to invest my time with that person. And the friends that I have now are literally people that would be like, girl, look, I've noticed the last couple of conversations that I've had with you, you seem to be a little bit like pissy and a little bit bitchy. Is there something that I'm doing that's annoying you? And if so, what? So I can either continue to do it, or because it's funny to me, or not do it because it's really upsetting to you. That's the kind of conversation I have with my friends. It's always like, fuck off, stop doing that. That's so annoying. That's the kind of conversations, depending on the level of closeness I have with you. But I'm not one to be like, it's like, I don't like the way you said that to me, and I'd expect you not to do it again. I'm none of this TikTok, random, vague meme. No, it wasn't about you, but it was totally about you. And I'm bitching about you behind your back to my other 5 friends, and we've got group chats and blah, 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 blah. I don't think adults roll like that. But I enjoy it when I see other people doing it. I'm intrigued by it. I find it very entertaining, but I don't do it. I guess it's because I don't do it myself.
Personally don't believe that Emily is responsible for the hectic situation type deal.
Stop it.
Because
Stop it.
Emily,
I will kick anybody out in the chat who overuses the word hectic. I will do it. I will turn this car right around and nobody will get McDonald's. Do you understand? Do you understand? Okay, do not even start with me.
Emily's personality is comparable to a loaf of white bread. Is Amber a to her girlfriends? I've said this before and I'll say this again, but it takes two to tango. But I know if I ever dated Amber Lynn, I think I definitely would be taking a really long grippy sock vacation afterwards.
Now, I did not know what that meant. Because the only time I've used grippy socks is on my son as a toddler and when I've done Pilates. I did not know the grippy socks reference was in reference to mental health institutions where you go like for intake and you stay and stuff. That's what that reference is, grippy socks, because you don't wear slippers, you just wear the grippy socks. So she's basically saying if I dated Amberlynn, I would need to go and take a vacation in a mental health institution because she's that toxic. That's what that meant. In case you didn't know, because I didn't know, I had to find that out from Alexis Shook.
Her looks are absolutely not the reason that I wouldn't date her. It's everything else. Has she ever told you why she lies on YouTube all the time? Probably because liars lie. Amber said Tomby. What the hell? I'm actually going to leave that in there because I laughed. Amber said Tommy has a great job. If that's true, why did she and her ex have to do blank blank for money? Did Tommy and her ex ever live together? I'm really not a super huge fan of discussing the deceased, but I literally don't know. Also, Tommy's job is like not this big spectacular ordeal, but I'm not going to speak on it because Tommy is a mother and I don't want her to lose her job because I care about the well-being of her child. And I would never go out of my way to put a child's well-being in jeopardy. Otherwise, I would probably tell you guys whatever. What was the absolutely vile thing that Emily said to Amber? Do you think she encouraged her late partner's when she told Amber Lynn that she would rather not to be on this earth anymore so that she could be with her late fiance? Also, from my understanding, her late fiance passed away due to getting pneumonia. And I'm not going to lie.
Okay, so we now know what the big comment was. That would give me the ick about someone. I wouldn't have been as offended as Alexis seems to be by it, but that could be a triggering, like that could be triggering to Alexis. It's not triggering to me in the sense that I'm like, oh no, they don't love me enough to stay here, and oh they're doing. I look at that and go, you manipulative bitch. You are trying to make me feel guilty and cave in right now, and that's why you've said that to me, because you are losing the argument or you're going so extreme to shut me up and you're just going over the top. That would be my initial reaction. That would be my ick factor. It's like, I don't think I'd like someone who would talk to me like that, who goes that berserk over like a small petty argument 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in. If that's how they're having a conversation with me 4 weeks in, I'm stepping back. I'm not getting more invested in a person who talks like that so quickly off the cuff. Like that's a little weird. I do think Alexis's reaction though is a little over the top to that comment, and it wasn't about Amber. It was about Tommy and Tommy being manipulative. It doesn't make me think that Tommy's not abusive and manipulative, but I wouldn't have had that strong of a reaction. I'd be like, you shouldn't go with them, but I wouldn't be like, that's the worst thing anybody could ever say to you. I can think of worse things than that.
That kind of makes me nervous because if Amber Lynn doesn't get the help that she has always needed, I do fear that something as small, well, not small, but something like pneumonia could also be the reason for her passing away. Erica claims Amber made jokes about being the other woman. Did she do the same with you? How did she justify being with a married woman? Yeah, she thought it was the funniest thing in the world. She also, for the longest time, said that Erica was only with her wife for financial reasons, and they don't live together, and her wife has another partner that she lives with.
Hi, Shaquille.
And essentially, it's just like an open marriage concept. And then one day she sent me a picture of a toy on Erica's dresser, and apparently she took a screenshot of it, like while they were on FaceTime. And
just a sidebar, because Alexis is talking. Abby is 100% right. I am exactly the same height as Amber, and we are both pear-shaped. So I have the same, I don't have lymphedema or whatever, but I am bottom heavy. So when I gain weight, I gain it the way Amber does. I never had the shelf butt, though. I never had that. Amber is about, so what is she now? Like 479? 479. She's 150 pounds heavier than me at my heaviest point. Now, as somebody who was that heavy, I was 322. I found every day a struggle. Breathing, walking, standing up for long periods of time, vacuuming, mopping, cooking, prepping veg, sleeping, lying on my side, lying on my back, lying on my toe. Like everything was hard. Hence, I made a change. I cannot imagine being my weight plus another overweight 150s, moderately overweight on my body. Like another person, like that's 3 of me on top of my body. For her to be like, I can do everything. I'm totally capable. Nobody has to help me with anything. I call bullshit. There's no way. There's a reason why she only wears ballet flats. It's because she can't put any other kind of shoe on. There's a reason why she wears the pants that she does. There's a reason why she dresses the way she does. There's a reason why, I don't know, she's got the bed that she does. Like, there's no way. I've seen her walk from her bench counter to her fridge. It is laborious. She walks like those bird tin things from Fifth Element. You didn't know how they walk like that? That's how Amber gets around. That is what Tommy likes. Tommy likes to see the struggle. That's why she's so into food, into Amber. Amber struggles day to day, every single day. There's no way. You cannot convince me otherwise. No way.
Confronted Erica about it, and Erica, like, I guess lied about it at first, but then she was like, oh, well, of course, like, that's my wife. Like, of course we have. Amber was really upset. Also, Erica, I don't really care if you come for me, but you were 100% in love with Amberlynn. I literally saw all of your text messages, everything. Every nude you guys sent back and forth. Quite literally every exchange you have ever had. And you cannot tell me or anybody else.
That makes me think that Amber is shitty. Who shows your best friend? You can show some of them, like the cute ones or like a nice picture and stuff like that. But who shows their best friend every single DM interaction you have with your potential beau or beauette, plus all the nudes? That makes Amber look 100% shitty if Alexis is telling the truth.
For 1 second that you did not have genuine feelings for her. Why did Amber reveal Emily so fast? Is she secretly fat phobic and thought Emily was hot and therefore worthy of sharing her with us so soon? No. Tommy is a very insecure person and could not handle when Amberlynn would get other messages or comments that were like flattering. And Amber's going to refute this and say this is not true. But it is. So Emily encouraged her to post her. She wanted other people to know that there was someone in Amberlynn's life and she's not available. Also, Emily is not skinny. And in my opinion, she is not attractive. Is Eric and Ricky actually still hanging out with Amber even after what Amber has put Beck through? Does Beck know?
Listen, if we had to do a partner beauty pageant, Becky is winning. Becky won the pageant between Destiny's partner, not that she's ugly, but Becky scored the cutie. Amber has not, no. From what I've seen, not that these people are horrific looking, by any means they're not. They're somebody's lollipop. They're somebody's favorite bag of chips. But I feel like if I was to go out of these 3, who is the most attractive, I would have to say Becky's girlfriend, for sure.
I truthfully have no idea, but I would assume not, because Erica messaged me on TikTok literally last night. Not asking for personal info on Jade, but was she just as messed up as Amber mentally? She seemed to be more mature, but it's sounding like she was struggling too. All I have to say to that is I think anybody on this planet would struggle if they were Amber Lynn's long-term live-in partner. Has Emily's daughter met Amber yet? No, but they FaceTime.
No.
Does Amber still talk about Destiny or any of her exes?
Let's talk about that for a minute. Now, I am not going to talk about parenting, but what I am going to talk about is protecting those that are close to you. We know what girl world is like, right? And my personal opinion on this is you do not introduce people to your kids until you know that person, like know them. You may be in love with them, you may be in lust with them, you might be fucking like bunnies and having the best fucking time. But you trusting them is very, 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 very different from allowing them to be around your kids. You physically, mentally, emotionally, Amber Lynn is toxic. She is a nuclear waste. So to have her come into some child's life this quickly and with all her mental health issues after her, I'm assuming the same situation was happening with Mummy's other girlfriend that was a long-term, the 1,000-pound lady. That is just I definitely have some very strong opinions on that. I do not think that is wise. But you know what? Somebody who would engage with a relationship with Amber Lynn this quickly and this fast and announce their love like that, what kind of other behaviors do you expect? They probably make poor judgment decisions all the time.
Despite claiming she'll never badmouth her exes? Yeah, all of them. Did wifey really ask for no contact? Yeah, she did. And Amber Lynn has tried to reach out.
Panda, there is a Chantal for every seller. That's all I'm going to say. There is a key for every lock. There is a woman out there just waiting on that Panda Riz. That's all I'm saying.
A couple times since, and she hasn't ever responded, and I'm assuming probably wants nothing to do with her. However, Jade, if you are somehow hearing this or watching this video, I just want to say that I really hope that you are doing well and that you have healed from this, even like just a little bit. Has she tried to manipulate you into silence since the live stream? No, she's scared of me because I have too much tea on her, and her and Emily actually can both kiss my ass. Was she rejected for weight loss surgery? That whole
this is one of the questions I didn't expect anyone to ask. But if this answer is true, I'm like, I knew it. I absolutely knew it.
An ending didn't add up. Yes, because she couldn't stop binging. Did Amber give you any support after Girl World attacked you for being her friend?
So Amber got rejected from her weight loss, not because she decided it was not the right thing for her, not because she didn't want it. It was because she couldn't stop overeating. But she's better now, guys. She's totally better.
Did she take your calls at 3 a.m. and comfort you, or was it all one-sided? No, she didn't care at all. Is she a chronic liar?
You've already answered this question.
Is 1 + 1 2? Is the grass green? Do dogs bark? Before all the evidence came out about Tommy, what made you think Tommy was fertilizing Amber? I'm assuming the word that you're looking for is fertilizing. And the difference in my eyes between a preference and a is the intensity at which you experience said preference. Is ALR the same as she appears online? More or less insufferable, depending on the day. Who has been your least favorite Amber Lynn read partner?
I don't think that question was like, does she appear or does she behave the same? I think they wanted to actually be like, what does she look like in real life? What's her skin like? Does she look as big as, like, is what we see online a filtered image? Does she look different on the phone calls and stuff like that?
The current one. I mean, Erica was bad, but I don't know. Maybe it's a horse apiece, or maybe a co-horse. Have you privately called her out on lies before? And did you ever doubt your?
See, this is my philosophy. This is why I was like, when all that drama happened with, with my friend Skinny Queen and the other two people that were on the channel in the whole breakup. The reason I was so hardcore about no DMs and not showing stuff and not talking about it is because people look at you on how you've acted when you have ended a friendship. They look at your actions and think that person is nasty. They are not trustworthy. How you treat your enemies after something like that is they're going to look at you, well, if they're becoming my friend and then I do something that they don't like and they want to break up with me, is that what they're going to do to me? That's how I look at it. If you have integrity and you like to keep things discreet and you're somebody who could hold a secret and hold sensitive information, if you can hold on to that when you are angry at someone and you are in that mindset you want to hurt them and you can still hold on to it, that makes your friends that you have look at trust you even more because you are a trustworthy person, because you have integrity even when you're mad at someone. That's how I look at it.
Your friendship with her before now? Yes and yes. What was the vile comment Tommy told to Amberlynn? Also, did you have a relationship with Jade also? That rumor is going around a lot. No. Amberlynn's Jade and I did not have that kind of a relationship. But I did date a girl named Jade from like February to
See, this is ooh, the drink went around the wrong way. This is another way that Alexis has framed something innocent to make it look like it's something bad. There was a screenshot where she dropped all the tea and it was in, I think it was apathetic. It was after the fact where she said, I had a relationship with Jade, and it was dropped on purpose to make it look like she had something going on behind the scene with Jade. But that's not true. It was another person named Jade, but it was included to stir up the mucky, muddy waters. Some things have been created that when you go and look at them are quite innocent, but she's framing them to make Amber mad, upset, triggered, or bad. But if people aren't looking deeper into it, they are naturally just going to assume, oh, that's what's happened. But it's not. She dated someone else called Jade. That's what those screenshots were from.
like mid-April. Do you know how much she makes a month on YouTube? I have absolutely no idea. And quite frankly, I don't really want to know. What's the worst thing Al has done to you? Well, between the emotional whiplash and the constant gaslighting and the not caring about my wants or my needs or my thoughts or my opinions, I don't know. Do I have to choose?
I would also like to say that why did you wait until this all blew up before you decided to dip out of the relationship? If she'd been dismissing your opinions and dismissing your feelings and your wants and not being supportive, and she's a constant liar and you were getting emotional whiplash, why did you wait until now? Why? Why not 3 weeks ago? Why not 4 months ago? Why not the first time you felt invalidated by somebody and you brought it up? Why? Why now? Why at this pivotal time for ALR? Why? It just seems very advantageous for you to do the tea dropping now after you've felt so like she's not a very good friend. She doesn't listen. She doesn't validate me. She talks about herself. She's insufferable. She's obsessive. She's toxic. She's manipulative. You could have dumped her 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, a month ago. Why now?
Does she regularly send out to people on the internet that she's never met? Is she smart enough to at least cut her face out? Yes and no. Did Jade and Amber really have a mutual breakup, or did Jade...
How many 475-pound women are there out there? We're going to know it's Amber. And plus, she always has her hair down. We're going to know it's Amber. We're going to know the Peter Griffin chin. We're going to know the arm fat rolls. We're going to know it's Amber. We know what Amber looks like.
initiate the whole thing? Personally, I just think Jade was fed up with everything and was like, I don't really care about the narrative that you tell your audience. I just want to get the out of here. What did you mean by Tommy was rough with her? Like just the way that she like grabbed on her, like when Emily / Tommy was in Oklahoma, they would FaceTime me, and I don't know, I just didn't like the way that she grabbed on Amber. especially when they were drinking. Like, it just felt very icky to me.
So this could be, this for me is a moot point, because that could be a trigger for Alexis. Alexis might have her own issues and be projecting around this issue. Like, she can't know what Amber's feeling in this moment. It may have appeared one way, and she's maybe very, hyper vigilant to touch, to tacticity. But this for me is a moot point. Like, unless Tommy is like shoving someone or slapping them, and that person's objecting to it, or that they don't deliberately like that kind of touch, this is just all speculation. This is a nothing for me.
And yeah, I don't know. Like, even Amber looked uncomfortable during some of the interactions between them. Are you considering doing vlogs on YouTube now? Well, I will say my life is significantly more exciting than Amber Lynn's, but I don't know.
But sorry, Alexis, but Foodie Beauty thinks her life's a fucking circus. So unless you are literally, I don't know, leaving the house, going to rock concerts by the daily, shopping at Gucci, making homemade bread, and you are a precision folder, I do not think your life is it's probably just like everybody else's. I mean, Amber Lynn takes 20 minutes to pick a journal. I mean, anybody's life could be more exciting than that.
Oh, I'm trying to navigate through this like social media thing, and I don't know. We'll see. I would love to hear your guys' opinion on it. But this is where I'm going to make my closing statement. And if you guys sat through all 20 minutes of this, you're a rock star.
We're not rock stars. We're just nosy bitches who are peering over the back fence into the neighbor's yard. That's all.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, so that was Alexis. What do we think? I'm still not a fan of Alexis. I think she's a shady, sneaky snake. And I think she's deliberately made some things look bad for Amber. Amber's not innocent by any means whatsoever. She's a shitty person too. But I also think Alexis is very shitty. Am I interested in the tea? Absolutely. Am I taking it with a grain of salt? Yes, I am. As much salt as Foodie would take in a meal. That's how much salt I'm taking. But what do you guys think about it? Hi, Blue. Hi, Blue Daisies. She is a snaky snake. Yeah. It shouldn't be Spidey Lex. It should be Snaky Lex. And I'm not shouting out her YouTube channel. If you want to find it, go look for it. I'm not shouting out the TikToks. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not giving her any. She didn't even get the view for this because I clicked it so fast within the 6 seconds and I downloaded it. So yeah, and I edited it. And the reason I edited it, because I don't know how shitty she's going to be about people reacting to it, reviewing it, using the content. She might try and strike people. I don't know how nasty she is. If she finds out we don't like her, keep it on the down low, guys. She might strike. So that's why I've done some editing to it to change it up a little bit. But that's about it. It was messy and juicy. I know. It's like a milk bar hamburger. But anyway, so now what we're going to do is move on to Miss Foodie Beauty. Now, guys, what does Cookie do? Cookie loves you. So Cookie edited it. I edited the eating sounds out. I edited out as much chewing as I possibly could, kept conversation in there. I did my magic to get rid of the noises. So this is a highly, highly no eating edit, okay? So you can thank me later. Okay. Bring this guy up because I know I used the software the other day to edit out the eating sounds, but it was still a bit rough. But I've got the use of mostly got the use of my wrist back, so I could get in and do some editing today. So I did a little bit more hardcore cutting, okay, today. Now yes, this is my edit. See, cut that they name it, number it, and everything. So I'm just going to do a quick dip, make sure it is mine. Yes, it is. Okay, because there was a second version, and I wanted to make sure this is the right one. Okay, so. She is eating a tray full. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. She is eating a tray full of chicken parma pasta. She's just pulled it straight out of the oven. She has that entire baking tray is for her. I would make a family size lasagna in a tray like that. And there would be a serve for me, about 3 serves for me, a serve for my husband, and a serve to go into the freezer for laters. But Foodie's going to eat the entire thing and leave near a square. Not a noodle left. Are you ready? Thank you. You're ready. We're ready. 1, 2, 3, go.
Hello. Jeez, what did I say? Hello? Before fixing my hijab. Okay. Hello. Hi, guys.
I love this nanny dress. I refer to this as her grandma goes to bowls dress. The colors should be absolutely stunning on her. The jewel tones, but it just ages her. I would love to see her in a top, just that purple, just the purple, just not even the teal, just that shade of purple would be absolutely beautiful. But nah, I hate that nanny shirt. That's her dirty Thailand dress, that one. Polyester hell is what we call that one.
Welcome back to another video. Today for dinner, I made chicken parmesan, but I made it the lazy way. Oh, it's hot fresh out of the oven. I have some American garden pickles.
ASMR channels specifically designed for ASMR actually make me feel gross and weird. I get that sick feeling in my stomach. I don't get the nice tingles. I get the, turn it off. Like, especially like this, like the ones where people lick ears and stuff. Oh, I hate that. It's not even ASMR, but the sounds that I like watching the dash cam videos where you can see people like putting on the indicators and it goes, and you can hear the keys jingling, and when they change gear and when the engines, I like the sound of driving, and I like watching the body cam ones. Even if there's yelling and screeching and stuff, I like all the where you can hear like their belt click and the pens and the paper and the doors and that. I don't like actual ASMR. I like background sounds and stuff. It's interrogations. I like listening to interrogations. I don't like created ASMR though. It makes me feel gross.
That I look at with love. We have some parm cheese.
Hi, Morticia. I'm going to call you Tish from now, Morticia, because I feel like that is just, if that's okay, if that's not annoying to you, but I just want to call you Tish because I'm Australian and that's what we do.
Come on. And I have water, so nothing exciting, but that's what I feel like having. So let's say Bismillah. You guys are going to laugh at this knife. Look at this.
That's because it's a paring knife, butter knife, steak knife. That's not the right knife for the job, but I suppose it gets it done.
All right, guys, let's try this. No, I didn't make this from scratch. It's a frozen chicken fillet thing, like breaded fillet. It's going to be freaking hot. I put some pasta with it. There we go.
So she's pulled it directly out of the oven and sat it down. She hasn't let it cool down for like 15 minutes. Not even. She must be absolutely starving. Is this her one meal a day? This is her OMAD meal, I'm sure. Ne'er a veggie to be seen, and I don't count the spaghetti sauce as a veggies. She's got pickles, but I don't count that. Do you count pickles as a vegetable? Because I don't. I think all the vinegar and all the salt and all the sugar kind of like takes any nutritional value away from the pickles. Are they delicious? Yes. Do we like them? Absolutely. Are they a vegetable? Not really. Not after what you've done to them. No.
Right out of the oven. Right out.
Huh. Oh. I hope you burn your mouth. Oh, did that come out? Oh, I bet she burned her mouth is what I meant to say.
Chicken parm is the type of food that stays hot for like 10 years. Okay, there's only a bit left, so. That's really good, though. And I didn't have spaghetti, so I'm having macaroni. Yeah, so these pickles were on the pricey side. They're all jammed in there really good. Come on. I love the juice. Oh, pickle juice. But they're dill. They're dill.
She just drank straight from the jar. Like, we know she's not sharing with anyone, but can you put the pickle juice in a cup or something if you're going to drink it like that? Because all I can just think is backwash. It's just backwashed into the jar, and there's going to be bacteria growing. But that's not true because that jar's not going to last more than a day.
I find Arctic pickles, they don't use dill.
Hello, Antonis. Sidebar. Antonis, I came up with a really cool idea for your 6-month shirt. Now, because I did ask you to tell me, if you may, a moment from Girl World that I could make a shirt for you for your 6 months membership. Now, if you did, I missed it, but I was thinking about it before the stream. I thought I might make you a Buddy fanboy shirt with a picture of Buddy on there and some of his stats, and then I'll put the Cookie Cutters membership logo on the back. How do you feel about that? I'll take a nice photo of Buddy or one of my ones that I've already got and pop him on there and just put some like details on it. I thought you might like that because you love him so much. I thought that might be nice for you rather than Amber or Foodie.
Really? So.
Oh, he's at work.
Yeah. Put some bit of butter on the spaghetti noodles. No, on macaroni. So I'm all alone.
I know.
My husband left me. And for the day. No, just for a couple hours. He had to
go
do something.
Cards, get a haircut. Go to the
And
bedroom.
thought I'll stay here and do my job. Entertaining you folks.
Let's give Foodie. Somebody mentioned to me in comments a little bit ago, and I meant to do a whole like skit video on it, but I just didn't get around to it. If this was Foodie Beauty's job, and you know how when you have a job, you get work reviewed. They sit down and they go over your 12 monthly or your 6 monthly stats, and they do a performance review. What would Foodie Beauty's performance review look like from YouTube or an employer? They'd sit down and look at your stats and be like, oh, well, Foodie, I'm going to see your productivity's gone down. Could you tell us, are you just mentally checked out, or has there something been going? Is there something that we could do? Because going forward, we may not be able to retain you in this position. We need your productivity to go up. You don't seem to get along very well with your peers in the workplace. Could you tell us a little bit about that? Is there something going on with you that they always ask you, is there something that we could do for you to help you with that? Blah, 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 blah. What's going on there? You seem to be, having some conflict with the other people in the workplace. You don't seem to be as creative as you once were. And your partner, your work husband, everybody hates his guts. What are we going to do about that? What would her performance review actually look like? Because it wouldn't be good. She's had too many sick days. She never shows up on time. She fucks around on a phone too often. Her workspace is always a mess. She brings a pet to work when you're not supposed to. She does all the bad things she shouldn't do. Oh, she uses profanity and brings sexual harassment into the workplace by talking about, when she did Omegle, the whole NADA thing, that would have got her fired, that's for sure. She wears suitable workplace attire, though. She's covered up from head to toe.
So, yeah, it was just really quick. I put that.
Oh, but her hygiene, her odor would be offensive to the people around her, so she'd get a talking to about that.
The chicken cutlets or whatever they are, chicken breast fillet things, some jar of spaghetti sauce.
It would be
mozzarella, Parmesan, made some macaroni, put some butter, spaghetti sauce from the jar, farm cheese. But it's very good.
Oh, Sally, you must be an Aussie. I do a really good Pauline Hanson. Now, Pauline Hanson is basically a dumber, stupider, white, trashier version of Donald Trump in female form. She's also a ginger. And back in the day, she's very, I don't know, everything. She's a fish and chip shop owner. She's from Brisbane. She's from Ipswich, whatever. She used to say this thing. She'd be like, please explain. I'd like you to tell me and please explain. Oh, she was just the worst. She was the Karen before Karen was cool.
Now I need more parm cheese. I know people say that the shaky bottle is like not as good as the real stuff.
It isn't.
No, it's not. But I like it. I used to get freshly grated.
Why do you think Foodie Beauty likes the shaky cheese rather than the fresh stuff? Because it's salt. Proper Parmesan cheese tastes cheesy. It's got like a cheesiness about it. It melts. It goes gooey. It turns into what looks like cheese because it melts. This just adds, it's basically like adding powdered cheese bouillon. It's literally the cheese equivalent of stock, but in cheese form. It just adds a more salty flavor to your pasta meals or whatever you've added it to. It doesn't actually add much of a cheesy flavor.
Grated Parmigiano Reggiano from Farm Boy.
Oh, baby. I don't know
Those
if I
things
get
not
in
from Canada.
copyright. Maybe I'll use it. Maybe I'll use it on a short or something like that if I can find it.
Farm Boy. I think it's an Ontario chain. I could be wrong. I don't know if anyone from Western Canada or from the East Coast
From
have Farm Boy.
Oh, warning for everyone. She does talk with a mouthful quite a few times during this. I have had to translate once or twice because she just couldn't understand what she was saying because she had a mouthful of hot pasta. Okay.
But it's good with macaroni.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a fresh, it's like a grocery store. It's very expensive.
But here in Australia, we have there's bags you can buy that are pre-shredded. Like you can buy it in the block and you can grate it up yourself. But there's even pre-shredded nicer versions of Parmesan cheese in that. I use that kind in sauces. Like if I'm making a white sauce and I don't want to get the stringy bits, I'll put a bit of that in it. But when I'm actually topping a pasta sauce or want to make a really good quality sauce, I use the real deal. It's so much better and it doesn't make it nearly as salty. And it actually thickens up the sauce really nice.
Expensive, but they have really good stuff. They have really, really good stuff. Like really good food. And they have like a hot bar, a salad bar, an olive bar, a cheese bar, an amazing deli. One of those kind of places. Almost like an Erewhon. An Erewhon, but like a Canadian version and not as pricey. Although probably
I had to go, I thought she was saying Air One, like AIR1, like spelling the one or the numeral one, because I've never heard of this place. So I went looking and it took me a minute to figure out it was Erewhon, like EREWHON. I couldn't understand what she was fucking saying.
probably pretty close with the inflated prices these days. It's crazy. I watch TikToks of like people shopping at Erewhon. Erewhon is a grocery store in California that's like.
Okay, so this is what Erewhon's, what do we call this? Their mission statement. We believe that nutrition is the key to a radiant lifestyle. Through our markets, we endeavor to provide exceptional organic products that inspire good decisions, good decision-making, and healthier communities. Erewhon is proud to be a certified organic retailer and certified B Corp. I don't know what a B Corp is, but it sounds important. So food is it's like Farm Boy. It's actually not. It's like a health food / organic market where all the foods have to be organically sourced. So they either make it themselves or they make sure that the people that they're buying for adhere to very, very strict organic practices. Like it has to be certified organic. I don't know how you guys do it in America or Europe or whatever, but we've got like labels and tags and you can't have any growth hormones and no pesticides and like even the grass that it's fed, it can't have had pesticides. The feed has to be organic if you want organic cows. Like it has to be from scratch, like dirt level. And there's just no room for error. But she just thinks it's like a fancy Farm Boy, like super expensive. So she would never shop there anyway. She doesn't like healthy food. And just because it's organic doesn't make it healthier. It just makes it more, I don't know, natural. It's just a bit, natural. It's organic, like less chemicals in production and warping things and blah, 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 blah. But it's always going to be more expensive if you want high quality produce.
Insanely priced. Like just look for it on TikTok. I think you can even get like a Thanksgiving dinner.
And all those years I ate organic mandarins and organic mangoes from my grandma's tree out the back when we lived in Mackay. You pay like $20 for a box of a box of 5 mangoes nowadays.
Just dinner catered for like $700. which honestly sounds crazy. But when I see what my mom goes through when she makes Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving dinner, I don't know how she does it. She's up at the crack of dawn making meat pies, putting the turkey in the oven. Looks hectic as heck. And then the
Oh,
cleanup after.
she threw in hectic because she's trying to. Oh, she's obviously watching all of the Amber content because she's a nosy bitch like the rest of us.
We all help with that. But I guess you would have that anyway too with Erewhon, but using your dishes and things. Royal Chinette. But the like dinner from Erewhon looks like the stuffing is like a cranberry farro stuffing or something stupid and fancy. Like, I'm honestly happy with Stovetop.
Her name is Foodie Beauty. We know the beauty part is objective, but the foodie part is basically like, fuck off, I just like trash garbage food. A foodie would be like, give me some of that cranberry farro stuff and I want to try some of that. Throw some truffles on top and some gold flakes, please. She doesn't care for different and healthy, or not even healthy foods, but exotic or different or well manufactured or well produced or where it comes from or how it's raised. She doesn't care about any of that. She literally is like, pull it from the freezer, put it in a pan and heat it up. I don't care about any, where it comes from or how it's sourced or how it's prepared. As long as it's hot and it's in my mouth, that's all I want.
It's perfectly seasoned. It's delicious. Inspecting my chicken for anything weird. Freaking piping hot.
Foodie, you told us just the other day that you ate the cheeseburger with the bite mark taken out of it. And you're expecting food from the freezer that you've made for things that are weird. Okay. Yeah, I believe you. You're so finicky about your food. You're real picky. You were literally picked up a macaroni pasta scrap that was on your filthy bench top that your cat walks on and put it back into your plate, and then you proceeded to scoop it up and eat it. You're so particular.
People ask me a lot. I think I've answered this, but if I celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving, now that I'm a reaver, my family's Catholic. It hurts.
She gave me dinosaur vibes. It just gave me triceratop vibes. Just the chin wiggle. I don't get it. And the bits that I've cut out of this, the eating bit, she had a lot of this head shake. You know when she puts the food in her mouth and she does that little head shimmy. There was a lot of head shimmy, but I cut it out because there was also chewing, and we hate the chewing.
Sound like The Exorcist. And I say, even when I was Catholic, or sorry, not a revert.
Accurate names only for Foodie Beauty. If we were renaming, remember, I can get in trouble for hate speech. So please do not go overboard because I get in trouble for your comments. So being as gentle and kind and soft as you can, we want accurate names for Foodie Beauty, if you may. What would I say Foodie Beauty's real name should be? If it's not Foodie Beauty and we're accurately naming her, we would call Stanky Short Legs. Yep, Stanky Short Legs. Chins and Tings. That would be her name. Chins and Tings. Yep. Dick Fingers. Dick Fingers.
I didn't celebrate. I celebrated Thanksgiving and Christmas without any religious intent through it.
Night, Mandy.
It was more of a holiday tradition thing.
Mm.
And I couldn't call myself a Christian because
Christmas is religious if you choose to celebrate it that way. Or it can just be a time for families to get together because, we're given the time off anyway, might as well use it. But Thanksgiving is more of a cultural thing. It's not a religious experience. It's very much akin to like 4th of July, Australia Day, Invasion Day, depending on how you want to look at it. It's not religious at all. They don't sacrifice the turkey. And God's not mentioned unless you are a religious family and you pray over the meal. It's a cultural, and Foodie's big on culture, isn't she? She loves the Middle Eastern cultures, the Kuwaiti cultures. She loves all of that. So you think she'd understand the distinction, wouldn't she?
I was confirmed and baptized and confirmed, had my communion. But beyond that,
that makes you that religion. That means you've been assigned a religion by your family. It's the same thing as Salah. Salah is a Muslim because his family raised him a Muslim. The fact that he doesn't seem to practice said Muslim behaviors and religious necessities doesn't make him not identify as Muslim. If practicing the religion that you're in is the only way to say, look, I'm fully Christian or I'm fully Muslim or fully Buddhist, there would be a lot of people out there saying, I'm no religion in particular. You say, I'm a non-practicing Muslim. I'm a non-practicing Catholic. I'm a non-practicing Lutheran. You're assigned a religion unless you haven't been assigned a religion. My family's Lutheran. When I was at school, if they asked you what religion are you, I'd say Lutheran. If you ask me now, I say I'm nothing. I don't have a religion.
I barely ever prayed for a long time. I didn't go to church.
What I'm going to say now might be a little triggering. Catholic priests pray all the time, but I don't feel like their behavior is particular. I won't say Catholic priests. Offending Catholic priests probably prayed a lot, but that does not mean their behaviors were particularly Christian or Catholic. It's not about the praying. It's about your heart, and it's about how you see your religion and how you navigate your religion and who you are inside a soul. Like faith is it's a very complex issue, but just because you pray does not make you religious. That's all I'm going to say. Bye,
the only time I prayed was when I needed
panda.
something. I mean, I'm far from perfect now, but better than before. Way better. The belief part, for sure. I wasn't sure. I was agnostic for most of my life.
No, you found God in Cuba. You found God in Cuba. I think she found it at the end of Renee's big BBC. She's not seen one that big since. She found God. She found God in the ocean. She found God with Renee. She found God in that off secondhand cake that she was given. She found it in Cuba.
Life's a journey to find truth and to find, your way.
Foodie knows her way around an oversized tray of food. She doesn't know her way around life. She doesn't know her way around religion. She doesn't know her way around marriage, responsibility, health, family. She doesn't know her way. She knows how to navigate a fork and a plate. That's what she knows her way around.
The mozzarella is not the greasy kind. It's like the partly skim, which is fine because it's healthier.
Mozzarella is not greasy.
This is a thick chicken breast. And it's hot and tender. I'm not breading chicken. Forget it. I'm not in the mood. When I can
breading chicken breast is one of the easiest. It's so easy. She's just a lazy. No, she's not even a lazy cook. She's just a bad cook. I don't even know if Foodie would know how to bread a chicken breast and cook it without burning it and getting oil all over herself. I don't actually think she could make a chicken cutlet. I don't think she'd know how to start. And this entire dish is one that would be so simple to make from scratch. I used to make it like this because my kids loved a meal. There was a meal that we would make that was almost identical to this. Macaroni, chicken schnitzel cutlet. My husband used to make it. It was one that he came up with, but we used the creamy rosé sauce. It was like a creamy Legos branded one. He'd make the spaghetti, make the pasta. It had no meat in it, but he'd put the chicken cutlet on top, put the sauce, and then put the cheese, and he'd bake it, and that's what the kids would have. And I'd have that with a side of salad or a big side of veggies or something like that. But Not like a big tray like this, but this is what our kids loved it. That's why we made it. It's not Parmigiana at all. That's not a real Parmigiana. Italians out there are weeping into their bowls of pasta.
You just buy it pre-breaded, forget about it.
He does, I know.
There just ain't no way.
Vanilla.
What is
I
that?
don't know.
It's always noises. She's still hot. It's been 14 minutes? 15. After 10, it's supposed to be cooling off. You guys like chicken parm? I always
It's
have to.
probably still hot because it's in the same fucking dish that you cooked it in. It's ceramic. It's meant to hold its heat. If it's a cast iron coated with ceramic, it's going to hold its heat for a hell of a long time. It's got cheese in it, which holds its heat. It's got a chicken cutlet, which holds its heat. It's got pasta, which holds its heat. You haven't given it a chance to cool down. Perhaps if you'd portioned it out to put it on a plate, you'd get some air and the heat would release because it's on a cold plate as well. When you keep it in a massive block like that, yeah, it's going to stay hella hot for a long time. What do you expect? You didn't give it a chance to cool down. Fuck's sake.
Inspect my chicken and meats when I eat it. Like what's going in my mouth?
Assembled like Lego.
Very good meal. Very good, like homemade, well, not homemade, jar spaghetti sauce.
That's fun.
I would like to do a
You've got
live
nice
cooking
produce.
one of these days. The good thing about live streams is I can interact with you guys in real time,
mega.
which I like doing. I like
Look, just for every amazing Italian dish out there, there has to be one horrific. It's the way the world works. It's the yin, it's the yang, it's the balance. So just imagine this atrocious take on a delicious Italian meal. Somebody out there is making, some beautiful nonna out there is making the perfect chicken parma to eliminate the negativity that this parma is putting out into the world. I like to think of it that way. She's picking a basil, she's picking a ripe tomatoes, she's got the nicest mozzarella, she's made a beautiful sauce from scratch, she's baked it to perfection, and she's delivered it to a loved one, and they've eaten it with gusto on a correct plate with a correct portion with a nice crusty piece of bread next to it and maybe some caprese or something like salad on the side or something nice.
I'm talking to you guys, and I get that compliment a lot, that I'm very interactive with my audience, which is the whole point, you know.
Her lives are my least favorite thing. I can't watch her lives. I have to watch them through another. A reaction channel, cannot watch her lives alone. And a lot of the times, I don't even like watching with you because I just find they're so boring. There's nothing there. Like I can't even liven them up because there's just nothing to bounce off. Her reading her chat's comments would be entertaining. It was entertaining, kind of, a little bit more so when the chat was good, when she had the trolls, when she had the EGs, when she had the trifecta, her three goons in there, when she had some good people in the chat. She's blocked everyone fun, anyone who would give her any pushback. Now she's just got the arse lickers and it's as dry as dust. It's entertaining for her, but it's not entertaining for the chat and it's not entertaining for the viewer. That's why she doesn't have a lot of people in there anymore. That's why it's getting harder and harder and harder for reaction channels, and their edits are getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller because there's just nothing in them. There's nothing entertaining in there. Jumping on the couch was funny the first time. She's done it like 5 days in a row now. It's not funny anymore. We're just waiting for you to face plant onto the floor. That's going to be hilarious. When she steps on a rabaya and goes whoop and just smacks straight into the carpet, it's going to be great.
It's like we feed off of each other. A lot of you guys make me laugh. I love laughing. It's my favorite thing to do.
And that's the other reason I don't like, especially, like normally I don't cover them, but especially of late, Sala is talking, showing up, playing his fucking piano music. People barely want to watch Foodie. They sure as shit do not want to see Sala's stupid head in there. Or listen to him annoyingly bang away on the piano playing it badly. Nobody wants Sala around. Her streams are unbearable.
Be silly and laugh.
Oh, And the size of that meal, she doesn't leave a crumb. She'd probably eat the cheese off the side if it wasn't baked on. I'm sure she'd love a big piece of crusty bread to soak up all that leftover sauce that's there. She doesn't leave a single thing in the dish. Just, she's eating it with gusto, even at the end.
I'm going to cook some things, but especially for some meals, like I say, like butter chicken. Well, I can buy the jar of sauce. I'm not about to buy 38 slices to make that meal.
I'm offended. I'm offended by that statement. People who like to cook, are you sitting there going, you are literally in the Middle East. You have access to some of the biggest spice markets in the world with premium spices. You could literally go in there and find anything you want. And she's like, I'm not making buttered chicken, which doesn't even have that many crazy spices. You need some garam masala. You need some coriander, a little bit of oregano, some cumin, turmeric, an onion, some ghee or some butter, depending on who you are, some passata or like tin tomatoes if you're not going too traditional, some chicken, some yogurt. That's it. And some rice. I mean, it's not even a crazy recipe. You just need to do it. But she's like, I don't need 38 spices. You are in the spice mecca of the world. I am so offended. I would love to be able to get my hands on some of that stuff. And she's just like, yeah, I'm going to have frozen chicken breasts and pasta and jarred sauce. Heathen.
I'd rather just order it.
And it's better because then making it from scratch is better because you know exactly what's going in there. You can tweak it to make it match your palate, not the palate of the person that's prepared it. You can make it healthier or more rich. You can control the portions. You can control the salt. You can control the sugar. You can tweak it to accommodate your diet a lot better. The fat, you can eliminate triggering ingredients as well. Cooking from scratch is for the soul as well as for the body. It is not just how much can I get in my mouth in the quickest amount of time. She's not a foodie. She is not a foodie. Absolutely not. No way.
Indian food has a lot of flavors, so has a lot of ingredients.
He doesn't. There's never any left for Sala. She eats his.
Well, that was very delicious, as you can see. I ate it all. Very yummy. And it didn't stress me out.
As the famous Jarella once said, wherever you are, Jarella, hello. Foodie Beauty has the palate of a stray dog, which basically means she would eat from the gutter. She would eat a rotten carcass. She'd eat out of the trash, out of a dumpster. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as it's edible, she will eat it. That's why she probably I'm feeling like that would taste. The pasta's probably watery. The jar of sauce would make me itchy, and it would taste very thick and plasticky because of all the thickeners and the I can't eat jar stuff. I always make it from scratch because it makes me itchy and stuff, and I get band headaches. And the chicken, I can just imagine it's salty and bland at the same time, and smells weird. You know how you get that sometimes you get frozen chicken stuff that just smells a bit funny. I can just imagine it's just a horrible, and not at all like Parma, like a chicken Parma should taste. Delicious. No.
Oh, because everything was from the boxer drum.
Oh, hello.
But the chicken breast was really good quality. It was like chicken breast. It wasn't just like that pressed chicken that's usually in chicken nuggets. So, yeah. Anyways, guys.
You can make your own chicken nuggets. You just got to bread some chicken breast.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Still pretty hot in Kuwait. It's going to be so hot this week.
She did
in the high 40s.
I know, Justin.
Celsius, if not 50s.
Oranges. Nola.
And we should be starting to get some reprieve beginning of October, I think, maybe end of September. And we hope to start traveling, inshallah. And
now I thought this was kind of weird. Don't people travel out of the climate or the weather that they don't like to a climate that they prefer. Like people go from cold places to warm places, and they go from warm places to cold places depending on how it is. So she's in Kuwait. So wouldn't you go to cool places when you travel? Oh, Lady Lithium, hello. Hi. Thank you for your 8-month membership. You've crossed over the 6 months. I owe you a shirt. Oh, you'll have to email me, Emmy, if you can, so I can organize something. doeeyedcookie@gmail.com. She's in Kuwait, so wouldn't she be traveling now in the heat of summer to a cooler climate? Maybe somewhere in Europe, maybe somewhere in my hemisphere. Wouldn't you be traveling to a cool place and not traveling where it's cool where you're living? Because then you get to have 2 winters. You get to have 2 cold times of the year. Not traveling while it's cool and it's pleasant, and then you're going to be stuck at home during the summer again. Wouldn't you be traveling now? That would make sense to me.
Travel, come home, travel again, because we want to enjoy at least a good month of the winter here. But we also want to travel. So that's hopefully, God willing, that will happen. And yeah, I don't know when I'm going to visit my family in Canada, but I would love to by next fall. Enjoy the fall there. So we'll see. But
the next fall is in November, which would be moving into their summertime over there in Kuwait. So that is exactly the time frame that she was just talking about. What?
This is all tentative, and who knows, right? Nothing's set in stone.
No. Look, you will be banned, Miss No Justice, No Peace. Chantal, oh my God. She can't come here because you know what? Bugs. We've got them. Got all the bugs. Spiders, snakes, crocodiles, sharks, drop bears. Hell, even the kangaroos will eat your face off. And they love the smell of blue cheese and salami and old shaky cheese. She can't come here. Everything will poison her or eat her alive. And that goes for all y'all. If you're not Australian, they can tell. And they'll just go straight for you.
It will be a surprise, just like we did in Thailand. So
yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess that's it for now. I appreciate you guys for watching. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye. She
had Amber Lynn's wing on as well. She was doing the Amber wing. Ode to Amber. Inspo. Now I've got 2 other things. I do not want her to visit me. No. She would be heckled off my doorstep faster than Jehovah's Witnesses. Take my wife. No, you can take your tiny little carrot and you can sort her out. Right? Give her a good carroting and keep her satisfied on that couch, right? Now, I was going to show this the other day. I just don't know how many of you would be interested in this. But since we like to talk about people, who should we do this one? Have any of you heard of a gentleman by the name of Caleb Hammer? Basically, he's talking to people like Foodie who are grown-ups but aren't really grown-ups, and they make up fucked up decisions specifically around their finances. I know it sounds incredibly boring, but it's actually really, really, really good. I just wanted to just do it for funs because I want to see if you guys think it's as good as I do. He basically tells them off, goes through all their finances with them, and basically reams them out for the stupid excuses that they give them. Do you want to watch that with me? The auditor guy. Oh, you love Caleb? Okay, we're going to watch it. I don't know if he strikes people. I'm assuming he doesn't because there's a lot of people who react to him. But this is just a one-off. I like watching his stuff, so I figured you guys might want to as well. Okay? Okay? All right. And then I've got a nice DUI at the end. Okay. Right. Now this one, I've picked this one. Oh, hang on. That's right. Can you hang on? Sorry. I just discombobulated myself. There we go. Now, this one is called Entitled Brat is Too Good for Work, Financial Audit. Now, I haven't actually seen this one, but I've watched a couple of other ones, but Entitled Brat just tells me everything I need to know. All right. Oh, you subscribed. Okay, cool. All right. If she comes to I'm in. I'll phone customers say they are carrying drugs. Oh no, don't do that. Because you might get in trouble for making a false report. No, we'll say, what will we say? What could you do? What would Foodie get in trouble from? Or tell her it's totally fine. It's totally fine to bring snacks that are not correctly packaged. You don't need to worry about the packaging. Just bring all your fruit, bring all your veg, bring all your crackers, bring in some plants, bring some plants back, because we love that kind of thing in Australia. We love that. We love it when you try to get stuff in over the border. We really play around. We're loosey-goosey with that kind of shit. Absolutely. Okay, let's see how this goes. I'm a bit nervous because this might be a flop, but I like watching this, and I figure I like it. You guys might like it. Okay, go.
You're 23.
Hi, my name's Olivia. I'm 23 years old, based out of Austin, Texas, and this is Financial Audit.
What do you do here in Austin for a living?
So I'm a medical receptionist for a surgeon's office.
Cool. What are we making?
About pre-tax $29,000
Oh, okay.
a year.
Okay. Under 30 in Austin. 30,000, not age.
Mhm.
How do you feel living in Austin? It's okay. I know compared to like New York.
Look, I'm looking at that from an Australian perspective. $29,000 in Australian dollars. That's a low income. Is that low in America? Is that considered low? That I don't think you could live off that here. How does she pay rent? What's rent like in Austin? Because if you're paying like $2,000 a month, that's $24,000. So that's only $5,000 a year. How? I don't understand. Is Austin expensive? I have so many questions.
Or Boston or Seattle, San Francisco, LA. Yes, it is cheaper, but compared to the majority of cities in the United States, Austin's a pretty expensive city.
Mhm.
Wow. Is that salary?
No, it's hourly.
What's your hourly?
Hourly is I just got a raise to 18 an hour.
You know, in
It's-
Austin, that's actually this was not like full concrete hardcore research that I did, but I compiled a list of job openings of the lowest income level job openings, hourly pay in like fast food service, box of shelves, just to get an idea of where things were at. And when putting that all together, the median lowest paid openings in Austin is $18 an hour. You just got to raise to that.
Yes.
Wow. He's going to tell her, I guarantee he's going to tell her she needs to get a second job or she needs to get a better job, because how is she surviving on that amount of money? She's probably not. She's probably got lots of debt.
I have considered switching careers to food service, because to be honest, it does pay more than what I'm making now.
And that's what you want to do as a career?
Food service?
Nope.
I don't mind it.
Okay.
I worked my share of food service jobs, and I like it.
Wait, what are your goals and ambitions? What do you want to do? Okay, nothing wrong with working in food service, not even close. Typically, you don't hear someone saying they want to go fry nuggies for the rest of their life.
Yeah. If you're bad at math, frying nuggies isn't too bad. But I'm actually in the process of getting my real estate license online.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, which is not really what I want to do. But
it's not the best time for it specifically.
Yeah.
Because everyone was making money during the pandemic when rates were low. People were selling and buying. Right now things are a little slower. Austin area is up 1% year over year, and year to date it's up like 3-4.
I find that I'm astounded about how, maybe I'm just a bit, I don't know, snobby, but I don't think I've ever, except when I was on government benefits, because I was a single parent and I wasn't at school, and they allow you to do that. I don't think I've ever, in my earning capacity of having a full-time or even a part-time job, of earning that amount of money. It's always been maybe like $35,000 a year is the lowest that I've ever earned in a year. That's after tax, like take home. That's her pre-tax. The numbers are not good. Oh my gosh.
So it's we're starting.
I want to know how much debt she's got. Because if you're hardly making any money and we've got lots of debt, how?
We hit our what looks like the bottom, and things are getting a little and
Mhm.
rate cuts. There might be one rate cut this year. Even still, it's definitely
Yeah.
harder to get into. Do you have a lot of knowledge in the real estate space?
Well, that's why I'm working towards this license. I'm hoping for, a turnaround in the real estate world. So I'm doing what I can to try to get
Yeah, but what do
ahead
you know
without.
about it?
Okay, if I'm single and I'm 23 and I'm not making a whole bunch of money and I've got no kids, I don't have a job that I'm like aspiring to get a qualification in that I'm absolutely jazzed about, I'm going overseas. I'm going to go work, like maybe go do something, go and work in Kuwait, go work, teach English as a second language in like Korea or Brazil, or do something that's traveling that's going to at least get me some life experience, get some skills. I'm going to be doing something that pays me some good money, or I'm going to go and work on a cruise ship, or do something that's a horrible job for a short amount of time to get some money in the bank so I can start doing some things that I want, or at least until I figure out what I want to do. If I have no ties to tie me down, I'm going to do some of those real bullshit jobs that nobody likes that pays a lot of money.
Do you know anything about it?
I've
About real estate?
that's why I'm learning.
This Nirvana. This is a channel called Caleb Hammer. He does these ass reaming financial audit on people that are completely clueless. And he pulls no punches. He is direct. He doesn't pussyfoot. He tells them like it is. If you like to watch people squirm and if you like people who are honest and blunt, he's a great channel. He can be a bit rude and a bit mean, I think, sometimes, but it depends on how you take that kind of stuff. Some people just need to hear the truth, and I love people who tell the truth.
Okay, so but what makes you interested in it? Because a lot of people, they're interested in real estate. They get into real estate because they've learned about real estate and they like it.
Mhm.
Why are you choosing to get into that?
I mean, I've done kind of like general looking around as far as the career itself. Like entry base salary seems livable. As far
As
as
a realtor?
yeah,
Okay.
the stress, like stress level, as far as working, as well as the
This is a heavy
flexibility.
commission job. Oftentimes that means you have to move inventory to win. You got to sell
Yeah,
either on the buyer or seller's end.
and
If you want a stress-free job, you never, ever, ever, ever take a job that's commission-based. No. I made a promise to myself, I will never work for a job with a base salary and you work on commission, because if the market slumps, I'm fucked. If I'm having a bad mental week, I'm fucked. If I have colleagues that are happy to snipe your sales and come in under you, you're fucked. Never, never, ever.
That
that's
is stress.
it's
I'm in the
probably-
real
that
estate
sounds
world,
about
not as a
right.
realtor, but I have a large real estate portfolio in terms of rentals. That is stress. The real estate world in general. I think you're looking at it a little bright and starry-eyed. Either way, okay, so $30,000, that's pretty hard in Austin. It looks like in general, you bring in on average 2,000 hours a month.
Yes.
Hey, that's hard. But all right, is this a single household income?
Yeah. I live by myself.
My maths was right. It's how much is her rent? I need to know how much her rent is. For me, rent is my biggest stress. Not now that I've got a mortgage, because that's fine. And he pays that. I pay all the other bills. But for me, when I got paid and when I was on benefits, when my son was very, very small, when I wasn't, working, my rent was my first thing, because my biggest fear in life was not having somewhere safe to sleep. So no matter how poor or broke we were, the rent was always paid. Always. It was the first bill. I would cut petrol. I would cut groceries. I would cut excursions, clothing, everything. Everything got cut to make sure the rent was paid, because that was my biggest fear in the world. And when rent is high, that scares me. It absolutely, because if you have a bad bill, you're fucked.
I support.
What's your rent?
So it's $9.19 right now.
Well, that's basically half your income.
Hey,
It
bye,
is, and it's going up when I renew my lease in a few
Oh,
months.
I missed it. I was talking to Nicola.
Which is why real estate is one of.
Sorry, I missed it because I was looking at Nicola's comments. Sorry.
That's basically half your income.
It is. So it's Yes.
I mean,
$1,000. That's pretty hard in Austin. It looks like, in general, you bring in on average $2,000 a month.
Yes.
That's hard. But, all right, is this a single household income?
Yeah. I live by myself. I support.
What's your rent?
So it's $9.19 right now.
Well, that's basically half your income.
It is, and it's going up when I renew my lease in a few months.
I was spot on for the rent, wasn't I? $2,000 a month. That's insane. That's insane.
Which is why, you know, real estate is one of, you know, kind of the easier courses you can get into
Yeah.
to try to do something to make more money.
Well,
Mhm,
is
that's
that literally
right.
the only intention? Because again, going into something that is so commission based, usually if you don't have at least a bit of a passion for it, you're not gonna make. I can gift you a tech certification through Course Careers. I can gift you that to add to your resume and stuff.
I've checked out Course Careers. I wasn't as interested, and it's not that I'm not interested in real estate. I am interested, and it's
Okay.
something that I can see myself being successful in.
But you just made it sound like that's one of the easiest certifications to get. So that's what
No,
I'm doing. One of the
not that
courses.
it's easy, but as far as accessibility, because I don't have extra money to put towards school right now or
Community
any,
college,
like,
Austin Community College. What it's like it costs almost no money. Then again, for the Austin
have no
area, you
money.
basically make almost no money.
yeah.
Uh,
So I'm trying to.
but Austin Community College, I think they have programs for people in your income situation.
I was going fresh out of high school. I went to ACC, and
It's $85 a credit hour at ACC.
yeah,
I mean, that's pretty.
I had.
What
Buddy,
does
that's
that mean?
1,000
Americans, what does that mean? What does $85 a credit hour mean? I don't get that. We have TAFE here, which is low cost education, and it can be a bridge to get you into university. So you pay by units and by the term. So if you've got 6 courses and they cost like $85 each or $110 or whatever that is, you pay that amount for the year. So for that term, so it might be like $700. And if you're on like government benefits, or if you have what they call like what do they call it? It's called concession card. You might get it for like $100 or whatever. So if you're broke, you get it really basically for nothing. And if you're only kind of broke, you get it for cheap. And that's how you can do it and get your qualifications. And that could be English, social science, mechanics, hairdressing, whatever. That's what TAFE courses. And then if you want to do a higher education, you can go to university. But what's a course credit? I don't understand that. Is it like a unit? Is that what that is?
$1,000 a semester if you take 12 credit hours.
which in my situation isn't super doable for me.
I know, but that's like $1,000 twice a year. I think we could do that. And even if you had to borrow for that, like just if that really increased your income situation, like a federal student loan doing that for 2 years.
Aussies would know that's what HEX is. HEX is where you borrow the money to go to university. And it's basically your student loan, but we call it HEX here. They pay for your course and then you pay them back.
Years, $4,000.
And you don't have to start paying them back until you start earning a certain amount of money. So if you take out a loan and you're still living below the poverty, like you're living below like a reasonable amount, they don't take it out of your wage.
That's not the deepest end of the world if that doubles your income.
Yeah, the same thing.
And then there's
same
also
thing,
the
Keziah.
issue of I work full time. I work all day, so it's hard for me to take time out of my day.
It would be evening classes or it would be online classes. Like, I mean, you're not the only person in the world that would.
Does anybody feel like she's got like no energy, no zest, no fervor, no ambition, no push? And that's totally fine if you have a low key personality. But she's so lucky. She's got no attachment to anything. I honestly think, knowing my own personality now, if I hadn't have had my son at 18, 17, 18 when I did, I would have just been working nonstop. I would have had a couple of jobs because I was just that person who liked to work. It was just, instead of being a mum, I would have been that person that had like 2 or 3 jobs because I would have liked to go out to party and to travel and do the expensive things, and I would have needed the money to do it. And if it meant I had to work like 15-hour days to get the money to go and do the fun stuff, I would have. I just feel like she just wants an easy, sedate life and just wants money to do it, but not really put the effort in. Now at 23 is the time to do it.
I've done it.
Mhm.
Like a lot of people did. My mom did that. She worked full time and then did
Mhm.
college at night to try to improve her situation so we could live a
Mhm.
better life. A lot of people do it. I mean, do you have a kid?
I don't.
Okay, so you have some time.
I've got a dog.
Okay, I
The-
have
the
too.
dog
I know
is-
you have time.
Expensive.
Oh, okay.
Then
well,
you can't
Yeah.
afford a dog.
have you ever
then.
Googled yourself? I did. And man, the amount of personal
Okay.
info floating around is
Okay.
just mind boggling.
We're gonna bypass the ad. Good on you for having a sponsorship, honey, but no, we don't want to hear about it. I always fast forward them.
Okay, so what would you self-assess your financial situation? 0 being the absolute worst, 10 being the absolute best. Where do you think you are right now?
She's gonna say
I'm
4.
gonna give myself about a 3.
Oh,
Why are you
okay.
3?
I don't think it's the worst that it could be, but
It's
it's
what everyone does on the show, and then they
Anybody else getting Anna Kendrick vibes? She reminds me of Anna Kendrick.
think their situation's okay because of that. It's
it's
all right, I'm gonna have to
definitely
grind
not,
you into the
not the
ground.
worst. It could be a lot worse.
It can always be worse.
It could be worse.
How does that mean it can be better? Or how does that mean it's okay though?
It could be worse.
Yes, it could be worse. It could be a 0. It
Mhm.
could always be worse.
It
Be
could be
shooting
worse.
under the bridge. It could be worse.
It's not that bad.
That doesn't mean your situation's okay.
I'm trying my best.
Are you?
As best as I can.
How many hours a week are you working?
So I'm working 36.
Okay, you're not trying your best.
Yeah, as far as like I work full time.
36 is not even full time. 38 to 40 hours here is what would be considered full-time job. I'm a part-timer and I work 36 to 37 hours a week, just below full-time. And I've got a second job. And I'm 46 and I have no bills to, like, I literally am just earning money to facilitate life experiences for myself now. Like, and I'm not trying to build wealth. I'm not trying to clear debt. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just doing that because I have dreams and aspirations. She's 23. Where is her fervor? Where is her drive? I find her very frustrating.
Hardly, barely.
What else do I do? Because then
Work full time again after that shift.
Yeah.
that's exhausting though. That
Being tired in your 20s is what you're supposed to do. This is when you've got the most energy in the world. Be tired now so you could relax later. Relax when you're retired. Sleep when you're dead. That's what I say.
I've held 2 jobs before and it's exhausting. It's a lot on
is.
your mental health.
Welcome to
There
the world
was-
though. Welcome to the world though. I mean, that's kind of what we have to sometimes do when we're sacrificing, right? Like if we can't afford to live, what does math?
Yeah, I've got the job now. I quit a really high pressure job because it did my head in. And I've got a really nice cruisy job that I absolutely love now. But I've worked my way into that job. I did the hard yards when I was in my 20s and in my 30s and in my early 40s. You don't just get that job. And it's only cruisy because I've got so much work experience now that it's easy. Like you've got the skills, you've got the knowledge, you've got the background. It's not because you don't just magically wake up and have that. It's cruisy because I know what I'm doing and I've done it for so long. You don't get that when you're in your 20s. You don't get cruisy. This is when you earn your stripes. Jeez.
Tell us. You have to be able to afford to live. What do? As an able-bodied human, you work.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Unless
though.
there's like
It's
no
a lot.
legs. Are there legs?
That's a lot.
There's legs.
There's
Okay.
legs down here.
So okay.
It's-
I think you can get there.
It's a lot though. Like mentally.
It is.
Mentally,
we've all done it.
physically.
And we've all done it though.
Mentally. What do you mean mentally?
And I've done it too. And
How
I've
old are
held
you?
2 jobs. I'm 23. I've done it. I've held 2 jobs.
You have like more energy
Literally-
right now than you'll ever have.
That's concerning too.
Did I not just say that? I have not, and I swear to God, I've not watched this. I have not watched it.
because it's exhausting.
It is.
It
No
is.
one says it's not. I didn't say go do it in order to survive. And it's
But you know what's Construction workers, exhausting. Nurses, exhausting. Doctors, exhausting. Retail staff, exhausting. Servers, exhausting. Jobs are exhausting, mentally exhausting or physically exhausting. Unless you're a CEO who only has to sign papers and go, yes, no, that's it, and bring in 200,000 grand a year. All jobs, if you are working correctly, all jobs should be exhausting, mentally or physically. Like, it's called work for a reason.
It's not going to be exhausting. No one ever said that. Sacrifice usually is called sacrifice because there is something you're sacrificing.
Away.
In that case, your energy. You're a little more tired picking up a couple shifts a week. Imagine you work 36 and you said you're trying your hardest, you're trying your best, you're doing your best. 36 hours a week is not your best.
What else do I do in that situation?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
No, I'm listening. As far as like working.
What time do you get?
Oh my God. There's so many things that she could do. She could clean hotel rooms. She could take up a waitressing job, bartending, babysitting, Uber Eats, Lyft. She could do online jobs. She could take a work from home telemarketing job or a call center job. She could start an Etsy store. She could start a YouTube channel for funsies or something, whatever, something that produces revenue. She could edit or start whatever her skill is. If she's an artist, she could start creating art for people. She could write resumes. There's so many online jobs that you could do. There are so many extra ways to make money.
Get to work.
7:50.
What time do you leave
a.m.,
work?
5 p.m.
Cool.
Then what?
Well,
that means you could do a 6-hour shift between 5 and 11 and be in bed by 12 to be up at 6:50. 6 hours sleep, that's enough. Or do a 3-hour shift or do a 4-hour shift. Like, she's got the time, and just don't work on weekends. Save 2 days a week for yourself. She could work another 20 to 30 hours a week easily. And double
are there more
her
hours in the
income.
day after 5?
Yes.
Cool. I think we
But
just figured it out.
I actually have tried. I've applied to a few places recently in the past couple months.
What's a few?
Fuck, she could go and work for Walmart. Show up for a 4-hour shift late night, 5 till 9 or 6 till 9. 3-hour shift, 5 days a week. That's another 18 hours at $15 an hour. She's what? 315, 45 times 5 is what? That's another $300 in her pocket over a month. That's another $1,200. That's almost most of her rent paid.
I applied to
No, what's a few? Just number. Sorry.
2.
She needs to sit down and find a job that will pay her rent, and that means everything else she earns is food, rent, gas, everything else. She needs to just get a job that just pays for her rent.
3.
Okay, you didn't try. I'm sorry.
I've gone to interviews. I have.
Woo,
Dog
that's right. It's a
walker.
numbers game. It's a numbers game.
It's also about availability and hours.
Of
Some
course.
people don't want to hire you just to work
Absolutely.
after 5 p.m.
Absolutely. Correct. This
and-
is
And that's why you go and look for jobs that are specifically night jobs, night fill, working at Walmart, filling shelves, working in a warehouse, picking orders, planogram, people that do planograms after hours, like cleaning, late night cleaning. You could become a cleaner. I mean, how, and you know what, honestly, becoming a cleaner, like even if it's toilet, because I don't mind cleaning toilets and stuff, doesn't bother me. But how fulfilling would it be to leave a space, walk into a space that's dirty and then walk out of it and have it be nice and beautiful and clean and tidy? And it's good money. Cleaning is good money if you do it in short stints.
it's a
on
numbers
the
game.
weekends.
Absolutely. It's a numbers game. You have to apply to 100, you have to apply to 200. It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
And you go until you get the one that works for you.
Spend $150 and get a professional resume, because it's all done by algorithms now. Put that professionally constructed resume in and see how many job offers you get. I guarantee it. When I went and got my resume done by a professional, and I'm not saying you have to, but that's what I did, and I used that. I wanted my job, but I had already been offered another job that I was like, I don't really want it, but I'm going to take it because the money was good. I actually got hired by the second job that I really, really wanted, which is the one that I have now. And rang the people that offered me the first job and said, look, I'm really sorry, but I can't take that job. I have got another opportunity come up and I'm going to take that one. And it was simply because I had the resume that I needed. And the job that I've just gotten now, my second job, I put it out there just on a whim because I was like, I want to see if I can get another job. I put it out. 2 days later, I got a phone call. And it was simply because the resume that I've got is targeted specifically for the jobs that I'm qualified for.
It's a numbers game. We don't apply to 3 and say, we tried. Oh, let me just go.
You send out 500
things are just
resumes,
not gonna work out.
you might
We
get
tried.
10 replies.
If you can't afford to go to school in order to increase your income, which is kind of what you want to do.
Yeah. And I do want to go back to
Okay,
school.
but because you don't make enough money,
So
I
I mean,
nice,
that's a you situation.
Nicola.
That's for you that you could if you
Now is
wanted
the time to
I know
relax,
for
right,
a
Nicola?
fact in Austin. Again, there's a coffee place I like going to. One of the summer moons near the office. The manager tells me constantly, please get any of your guests to just apply to work here. They pay $18 an hour. They need people to make some coffee.
And is that what time do they close?
Dude, summer moon closes at 8, I think.
So that's a few hour shift.
Yeah, a few hour shift. Congratulations, by the way, is more than no extra hours.
3 times 5. If you work 3 extra hours after, because they'd close at 8, but they'd have to be packing up at 8:30. So that's a 3-hour shift times 5. And it's $18 an hour. What does she want?
What are you talking about?
It's hard to find somebody that wants to hire you working so few
It
hours.
is, but if they're literally begging for people, they didn't tell me what times of the day. Maybe it's random. Maybe that one wouldn't work for you, but that's an example of
Shut
something.
up. Every single look, I've been a manager at stores, right? And we hire people with minimum contracts. Like a casual usually has like a minimum of 10 hours a month. I don't think I have ever had a casual work 10 hours a month. I've had casuals that have actually had to cover. People get sick, people go on holidays. There's extra jobs that you have to do. We have like promotions to set up for, extra hours are allocated. Me, I have a 26.5-hour contract. I cannot tell you the last time I worked 26.5 hours in a week. I work basically full time. Just because your contract says so many hours doesn't mean they don't flex you up. Just if honestly, I would probably, if they paid me more than my receptionist job, if they offered me a full day shift and I'm getting like $25 or $20 an hour, I'll be like, I'm sick, can't work. And I'm showing up at my coffee job. Like, work the system. Don't be loyal to your job. Be loyal to yourself. Unless you absolutely fucking love your job.
And that exists.
Mhm.
You're kind of acting like a child, like an entitled child when it comes to this work. You do have to work to make money.
And I do work.
36 hours. And you're not trying your best.
I've been working since I was 16.
Cool.
I know how
Again,
to go
most
to
of us
work.
do.
I go
Sorry?
to work.
Like most of us, okay.
I do my thing. I work, and
She's been working for 7 years, guys, and I bet she hasn't been working full time since she was 16. I was working since I was 14 and 9 months. I got a job as soon as I was legally allowed to,
and
36 hours, yep.
because my mum wouldn't buy me anything.
should be enough. Unfortunately, I know there's nothing we can do about the cost of living.
Should
But
be
it
is a
should
completely
be-
different conversation. Should be is not going to have you walk out of this door and live a better life. That does nothing for you. We can have a different show where we talk about should be's.
Mhm.
The reality of the economic structure we're in is you need to work in order to make money in order to get the things that you need to survive. That is our structure.
Mhm.
Let's have the I wish conversation somewhere else. That does not help you here. That does not. It benefits you. You know what? I wish you didn't have to make as much money in order to survive. Cool. End of conversation. Did that just help you? Did that just actually get you out of a situation? Did that actually make it?
A couple of things she could do: move to a cheaper city, move to a cheaper state, and get a different job and accumulate some wealth. She's 23. She has no ties. She might miss her family. FaceTime, Zoom calls, social media, whatever. Move somewhere cheaper and get a basic job that just pays better. Simple. And then go to school.
So that you're going to be good now? No.
Unfortunately, not.
It's not how it works.
As far as working extra shifts, okay, now you need to factor in trying to save money and
Yeah.
meal prepping
Get 2 part-time jobs that pay you more than 1 full-time job.
and doing all the things that it takes to try to save more money.
Which is what you do anyway. Yeah, sure.
and then trying to fit that in somewhere else on top of
Meal prepping takes a couple hours a week,
Sec-
like
like
two
a
times a
second.
week.
I meal prepped today. It took me, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours on my day off. And I had a lazy day yesterday. Yesterday was my lazy day. I literally did nothing yesterday. I sat in my jammies. I watched YouTube. I did my grocery shopping, which I haven't finished yet. Did grocery shopping, looked at Pinterest, looked at TikToks a little bit. Played on my computer, my little games that I like to play. Played with my cat. What did I do? Any cleaning? Nah. I just fucking laid around yesterday, and today is when I got stuff done. You can find the time. It's there.
and you have to shop for it too,
Yeah, you can get a pickup order that's free.
but that costs more.
No, I said it's
Have a
free.
nice break,
30
Nirvana.
cents more per item at HEB.
Oh,
Hold
like the
on.
stream, everyone.
Literally 30
Fresh on
cents more per
YouTuber.
item.
1 second. When I was doing it, it was free. What are you talking
There's
about?
no curbside fee, but they do charge you an extra 30 cents per item that's already added into the total, like the cost of the item. So if you go in store, the item's going to be 30 cents cheaper.
Okay, I could have been wrong, but I had no idea.
How about you make it yourself? You've got all this time after work. You should be cooking all the best foods. Costco, Whole Foods, outlet stores. She could take an entire day to cook and prep her food, and it would save her more than it does when she eats out. She doesn't have the convenience factor in a budget. Just because it's more convenient, you need to be saving money by prepping it yourself. There's no way. You'll never convince me that it is cheaper to eat out than it is to make it yourself. You'll never convince me.
I must have
ever.
just not known that.
I try to go into the store as much as possible to avoid curbside.
Walmart. I mean, most grocery bills are over $35.
Mhm.
Walmart, as long as it's over $35, it's free.
Okay. That's good to know.
There you go. Solves your problem.
Okay.
I pay $20 a month to get my groceries delivered, and I usually get them delivered once a week, but I can get them delivered to my house as many times as I like, as long as I spend over $50. And for me, the $20 I pay saves me more time than, especially now that I don't drive, getting in my car, driving to the store, walking through the store, picking out the groceries, putting them through the checkout, packing them in the car, driving them in the car, bringing them in the house, and unpacking them. I can literally take my time, and I don't buy as much because I can curate my list a lot more. I actually save money by doing it online because I'm not tricked into buying the impulse buys that like are in front of me, and I can consider and cultivate and work from recipes. It saves me so much money by shopping online. And I was doing that pre-COVID. Before it was the thing to do before COVID, I was online shopping because anxiety. I hate grocery shopping in store. I like doing it online. It was mainly because of my anxiety, but it is so much cheaper shopping online for me because I don't get sucked in by impulse buying. Because I am a sucker for a nice package.
Cool. Any
Walmart.
other excuses you want to try?
And I think that's it.
Okay. So meal prep a couple hours a week.
Mhm.
If you work a couple extra shifts, you still have a couple hours a week.
Mhm.
We can pick up groceries on the way home that we schedule for pickup
Okay.
for free.
I guess
Energy?
It's
Oh no.
It's the energy thing.
Oh no.
yeah.
We're gonna be a little bit tired because we put in a little bit of work.
It's hard. It's
It is.
Payoff for a little bit of exhaustion is monumental. It's money, it's freedom, it's financial security, it's less stressful because you know that you can pay for your life. Like that exhaustion is not free. Like it gets you something.
it is.
You know, it's going to be harder staying in debt for the rest of your life and trying to retire at any point, but you're not able to because who knows if you're going to be able to rely on Social Security at that time by the time we're at retirement age and you saved up nothing to retire. So how are you going to live? How are you going to survive? Who are you going to live off of? That's going to be hard.
Not my parents.
How was she going to accumulate any assets to support her in her retirement on that kind of income?
Because they're not supporting me
ethic.
right now.
Why should they? You're 23.
So I'm supporting
What
myself.
do you feel like you
and-
should be supported by them?
No,
Okay, why'd you bring that up?
I just know that a lot of people
Well, I put on my gifted free Dior lip gloss that my best friend gave me because she knows I'm a bougie bitch that she gave me for my birthday. Yeah. See, you're never going to have Dior lipsticks, love, unless you get yourself a little part-time job.
do have that support. I don't have that support.
Or if you have friends that will buy you designer lipsticks.
Sometimes I didn't.
Oh, I fixed it. She needs a sugar daddy. She needs to set herself up on a sugar daddy website and she's done. She needs to get a boob job. It's classic gold digger behavior. Boob job, blonde highlights, lip plumpers, put herself on the sugar daddy cutie baby website and she'll be right. She won't have to work. She'll just get paid money, low effort, high reward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lost my train of thought. Went off the rails.
That's okay.
Yes.
It's okay.
I'm scared to get into that.
Producer man no over there looked into the thing for the HEB pickup, and it's like in the fine print they have like a 3 to 4% markup on the HEB prices, but there's no pickup fee. Whereas Walmart, there's a fee if it's under $30 for the pickup. From what I just saw online, could be a hidden thing. I don't know if there is. Have your grocery list and zoom through the aisles. We all do it. Like, my goodness, come on.
It's a mental barrier. It's a mental thing.
Let's see a therapist. I'm sorry, but like, what? You can't go into a grocery store. Like, you're not gonna be able to survive in this world.
So far,
Like, no one can help you with anything. If you
wrong, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. You can survive because I'm proof, but it is a mental barrier. But I did it for so long that I don't feel the need, and I'm willing to pay $20 a month to not have to do it. It is worth it to me to pay the $20 to save myself the time so I can have a job, I can get in the gym, I can get on my treadmill, I can cook and prep my food, because it is stealing time that is not productive for me to go to the grocery store. That's how I look at it.
you can't literally step foot inside of a grocery store. Like, I'm pretty sure
I shop for my groceries, but it's mentally, everything feels a little mentally draining sometimes.
it is. No, absolutely. Everything is mentally draining, but the rest of us, we just deal with it because it's what we have to do.
It's
Because there's like
grown
no
up.
other choice.
Grown
That's
up.
what it feels like I'm doing already. So I'm afraid
You're working
to,
36 hours
I'm
a week.
afraid to add in more.
Most people work 40 hours a week. You're already under that.
That's 4 hours though. That's a.
I know, but you're already under that, and you specifically said you're doing your best. You're not.
I can't. My job closes at noon.
I know, but you're still not doing your. I don't know how you don't get that. How did I not get that across to you? Whatever. Discover it. Everyone's favorite, like, first little credit card.
That actually wasn't the first one. The first one was the Apple Card.
Really?
That one came second.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2,000.
Let's have a look.
500.
What have we got? Count summary. Previous balance 2,000. Payments and credits 164. Purchases 626. Balance transfer 000. So she owes. She's spending on a card. Oh my gosh. Oh, and she's only. She's putting payments on a card. So she's not clearing her balance at the end of, well, how can she? She doesn't have any money. But she doesn't have $626 to spend a month. So how can she put that much on a card that she doesn't have the money to spend? If you don't have this, and it's not even that much. It's $680 something with the interest.
$2,523.59 at your income is scary because again, rent is about to be over 50% of your net. So I don't even know how this doesn't make sense with a $73 minimum monthly payment. You purchased probably because you have no money in your checking account. So you add it to a credit.
I don't know. I feel like I need to start doing something like this. I'm going to bring one of you guys up and we're going to look through your finances. No, we won't do that. You can't purchase when you can't even make more than the minimum payment. You should be clearing it. If you can't clear it at the end of the month, then you can't afford to be spending on it. That's how I look at it.
Credit card, see, it's unsustainable. See, this is what I'm talking about, where you said it's hard and it's going to be harder in the future. When I was saying it's going to be harder in the future, it starts to look like this. It starts to look like this. And you can do this for a while because your credit line is absolutely huge for your income. It's $7,200. That's wild. You purchased $626.73 on here when $52.84 of interest accrued.
How does she get a $7,000 line of credit? That's 1/4 of her income. Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
$64. You made double the minimum monthly payment, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter because you then spend 5 times what you put towards the payment. So what was even the point?
She needs to cut up that credit card and start living off cash. That's it. If she can't pay for it via cash or prepaid debit cards, you take your cash and you buy a prepaid debit card with said cash, and that's what you use to make, like, do Uber Eats or whatever. But if she can't pay for it with cash, she can't afford it.
Why are you spending money on a card that you can't pay off, that is accruing interest, and you added the balance by $500?
I really don't know where that 500 came from.
If you don't, oh my God.
Don't know how I spent that within the last month.
You don't even know where your money goes to?
Sometimes I don't.
Okay. I mean, that's fine.
It's also like
It's not fine, but that is.
When you're broke and you can't figure out where you've spent $500, that's pretty not great. When I'm that broke, I know where every dollar is going, because if I get an unfortunate bill somewhere, I might not be able to pay rent that month. I might not be able to buy groceries that week. $500 just doesn't mysteriously disappear out of your bank account without knowing where it's going.
Where people start typically. So that's like, I accept that. It hurts, but I accept that.
It's also like, I guess it is part of like just mentally blocking it out and just doing my thing without paying too much attention to.
I could not get a credit card here in Australia until I was about, I think, 28. It was not a thing. Couldn't get one. I just did not have enough money. I did not have enough credit because I'd paid cash for everything in my life. Everything was cash. I did not have a credit history. Therefore, I could not get a credit card. The only reason I was able to get one is because something changed with like Visa debit credit cards. And then you had to have a certain amount of money, and then they were allowed you to have one. Now anyone gets one, basically. You can use it online. But I couldn't even get one until I was 28. And that was simply, wow, how come I got it? I think I had to buy some jewelry at like Michael Hill or something. And then I paid that off really, really quickly. And then they could see that I was good for it, plus my full-time wage. And then they allowed me to get a credit card.
To it.
Okay. Obviously, you've never budgeted in your life. Go through a budgeting class.
Mm-hmm.
Go through our investing class if you want to as well, because at least you get a free $100 for that. But go through the budgeting class for sure. You get it for free because you're a guest. You can get it for free if you want to be a guest as well. You can apply to be on the show, calebhammer.com/apply. That's crazy though. That is wild.
Oh, I just want to say, as well as the school that I went to, the high school that I went to, we had a class called Life Skills, and they taught us about budgeting outside, like when you go and live, what you've got to pay for: rent, groceries, electricity, food, ambulance, because we had to pay ambulance fees back in the day. Now it's just added onto your registration. Rego, insurance, the car, fun stuff, activities, those sorts of things. Like we actually had a class that was based around like how to exist in the real world. And that was really helpful for me because I moved out of home straight after I graduated year 12. And all that stuff stuck with me. Credit cards, how to work your credit card.
Not with that amount.
I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
You went inside store and got like a drink, $2. Like what else would you be getting for $2? Walking into Central Market for $2?
That was a
or did you
bottle
go
of
in there
water.
and just buy an herb?
Such
It would have been.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, you probably went in there and got some Five Below, tapioca. Going inside, getting some bullshit. Chick-fil-A, Firehouse subs. Going inside, getting some bullshit. Raw stores, McDonald's. A restaurant,
How much does that
some
add
tea
up to?
place, and going inside and getting some bullshit purchases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Reminder. You didn't even come close to paying off this card. You added it by $500 into your balance, and it's accruing interest, and you only spent money on this card because you don't have any money in your checking account, because you don't make enough money, because you only work 36 hours a week, and your rent is more than 50% of your income. So you spend it all on a credit card that is increasing the balance and adding more and more interest on it. But where did it go? Oh, it went to
I work in a retail environment, and I have noticed since the cost of living has gone up, we are doing hella more cash transactions. Wickedly more people are using hard currency nowadays. I honestly think it's because they are trying to control their spending a lot more. Normally it was just tradies and drug dealers that would come in with cash. You know it was the druggies because they'd have lots of 20s and 10s. And you know it's tradies because they've got 50s and 100s. So but normal, everyday, regular people are doing cash withdrawals and spending with cash more so than putting it on credit cards. I've particularly noticed.
That's not a smart way to live.
I think in my brain, it's little things that are obviously
That's 5,000
adding
cuts.
up.
That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
was
just
that last month?
Yeah, your most recent statement. So, I mean, let me just be very clear. And I know, again, a lot of people, they're going to be like, well, someone deserves to be able to go to do this. Okay, sure. Different conversation, different show. In the reality of your mathematical, literal life, you simply cannot afford to go out to eat.
Mhm.
Like, that's just a mathematical reality. And you're going and getting boba, you can't afford a single boba ball. Not a single
That was
ball.
my first boba in like 6 months.
Oh,
Okay,
shut
well,
up.
it
No,
should
it
have
wasn't.
6 months ago should have been your last boba until you're out of debt.
Go and buy yourself a pack of bubble tea, tapioca pearls. Buy the pre-made ones at your grocery store for like the same cost of one pack of that will cost you the same cost of buying one from the shop, and you probably get like 3 or 4 in a box. Or get yourself some tapioca flour, some brown sugar, and make your own. Sit there and roll your tapioca pearls. What's a box of tapioca flour cost? Maybe $3 or $4. You could get a shit ton. You get really achy hands from rolling all those tapioca pearls, because I've done it. And make yourself a nice flavored strawberry tapioca boba tea. Make your own. Make your own. Buy the raw ingredients. If you want it so bad, make it yourself.
You just can't afford this, and going inside getting some bullshit Chick-fil-A and
Yeah.
Firehouse and McDonald's. We just go this. We can't do this, dude.
I don't think so, Pamela.
You simply cannot afford it, and you want to go to school, and you're like, I can't pay for school. But what do you do instead? Remember what we said? It costs a semester $1,000.
Mhm.
You spent $500. Most of it was on bullshit. You know?
I think a lot of those purchases.
And a semester is half a year. It's 6 months. So that's half a semester's worth of bullshit that she just bought.
Okay, there was a
Or,
big
like-
thing. Diversified Health was a big purchase on here. That was $200. So that did a big thing to it.
Yeah, that was a medical debt collection that I
Okay.
didn't want to end up on my credit
Sure.
whatever. So I just went
but that
ahead.
wasn't even half of it. I mean, again,
There's also vet bills on there.
No offense, then that means you can't afford your dog. You may have to, as bad as it sounds, if it's impacting your credit and your entire life for vet bills, you might need to find somebody who can take care of them just as well as you can, or find better pet insurance. Find affordable pet insurance each month to take care of your dog's needs.
My dog has been having to go to the vet more often lately. He's turned 8 years old.
I'm just going to quickly run to the loo. I'm going to let it run, and I'll be back in a jiff.
So he's now like a senior dog. He's having a little more health.
gosh, already? Oh,
Yeah.
it's so sad. What kind of dog?
I don't know. I'd have to show you a picture of him. He's a rescue.
Okay, big?
He's about medium, like 25 pounds.
Okay.
But we're having
It's always
to go to the
summer.
vet like a lot more often lately.
What's been going on? Anything that's like they can
So he needed a dental procedure,
Okay.
like a cleaning, and then something was going on with his gums and his teeth.
Mm,
And that went on that card. $1,000 at the vet.
Okay, that wasn't this month though, and you still
That was
spent both
last-
in this
yeah.
month. Yeah.
So that was really big. And then we had to go again. Something was going on with his eye. So I took him in, they tested it. That was like $100 and something. And then they gave me eye drops, which was another $50.
Sure. And it's your responsibility. You adopted. So
mhm.
it's what you have to take care of. So does it make sense if we can't afford to take care of a dog
I'm back and I even washed my hands. Promise.
to be going to Chick-fil-A and like that? Does that make
That-
sense? You literally cannot afford
Yeah.
it.
And it's like the food purchases are usually small. They're not huge meals.
Doesn't matter. You can't afford it, and it's all adding up.
And it's usually lunch.
And
Like at work.
and it continues to not matter. Pack a sandwich, pack a soup.
I've been there.
You got
having a-
Chick-fil-A, meal prep a chicken sandwich.
Pumpkin soup. Pumpkin, it's $2.60. Some cream, some garlic, salt, pepper. You can make soup for a couple of weeks for under $10. And she says she's been there. She's still there. She's still there. You are still packing a lunch. You have not moved past that. You're still at packing a lunch. And there's no shame in that. That's what you do when you're trying to save money. It's what you got to do.
Amy.
It's the energy thing. It's energy.
Yeah,
Sometimes
that
it's
is
just
not ever going to
there.
be considered a valid excuse. Everyone deals with that. Unless you have like a chronically diagnosed like thing where your energy is like 10% of the normal person, that's different. But everyone gets tired. I get tired. This has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with anything. It has nothing to do with the finances in here. But I had a car appointment this morning. I got some bad news about some real estate that I wanted to do. Some potential bad news. We'll see.
Mhm.
I was tired.
Yeah,
I
go-
was drained. It's been an
Go work for one of the exactly. That's a good point because I go and work for one of her favorite food places, and she'll get free food or a real big discount.
unpleasant day. I didn't want to walk in here and film this episode. I walked in here and filmed this episode because one, I owed you. You came here to do this. So I owed you. I wasn't going to
Mhm.
walk away. And two, it's the business, you know?
Mhm.
That wasn't a choice because I had a bad day, because I was feeling a little low energy. Also, I'm on a diet. I barely even had a lunch and I'm hungry. I'm a little cranky little. And yet I still walked in here like an adult. And I'm older and fatter, so I have less energy. Okay.
And he's got lots and lots and lots and lots of money. He doesn't need to work if he doesn't want to, but he shows up because he's responsible.
Hey, you're skinny, you're young, you got it. Enjoy it while you have it. App card, your first card.
Yeah, first card. And this one had been paid down, and then it ended up with
Why?
more crap on it.
Why?
Because she'd paid it down.
That's a good question.
Give me a good answer.
I know why. 'Cause she'd paid it down and she felt like, oh, I've got a big balance there. I've got heaps that I can spend and I'll just pay it down again. That's why.
I don't have a good answer.
Give me an answer.
Crap spending.
Okay. So you came on the show for a reason. You applied for the reason. What do you want? Where do you see yourself? Where are you trying to get to? So we can help. So I can help you navigate this.
Trying to get to where, I guess, stop this balance from going up still. I don't know if I just need.
You don't want this to continue. Your debt, your balances. You don't want it to
Yes.
go up. Why?
Mhm. Because I can't pay for it
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with my income.
What are you
Can't
trying
pay
to
for it.
do with your money, though? What
Just
are some
be a
aspirations?
little bit more financially literate.
Sure, but what are some goals you like have?
Like
Like, yeah, you want to get to a
financially
healthy
or
place.
for
Yeah, what do you want to
life?
do? What do
She can't afford goals. Goals are not in her scope at this point. Unless she reduces her rent and cuts out her credit, she's fucked.
you want to do? That involves pretty much everything involves needing to use money in some way. So yeah, what do you?
I don't know if he can do that, Panda. He has suggested outside sourcing of a job. If that, does she look like she would be the kind of gal that would be up for something like that? I don't know.
What are you trying to do? By 30. Where do you want to be
Hopefully,
career wise? Where do you want to be living wise? Where do you want to be debt wise? Where do you want to be in all of that?
by 30, I hope maybe I can have my certificate or degree for whatever I'm wanting to go back to school for.
What do you want to go back to school for?
I want to go back to school for like nutrition.
Why are you wasting time
and
on this real
health.
estate thing? It doesn't make sense. It has nothing to do with
For nutrition, but she doesn't even make her own food and she's eating out. What?
nutrition.
Because like I said, as far as like the resources that I see available to me,
You really
It
think that's going to be
seemed-
so much more of a winner? You could go like the first year without seeing a penny,
and I do
and you can't survive off of $2,000 a month right now.
I do want to, of course, make stable income
Sure.
so I don't have to worry about I can't take my dog to the vet because I can't afford it. So I want to be in a spot where I'm not having to have such anxiety over buying or spending and doing what I do.
Would anybody with $2,200 worth of spending credit balance, wouldn't you feel anxious every time you had to like, oh, I've got McDonald's, or I've got DoorDash, or I've got Uber, or I've got new pair of shoes, or I'm like every time you would buy something, you would be thinking, I'm adding. Wouldn't that be causing anxiety?
So I mean, that stuff is pretty basic then, which is okay.
I
That's totally
know.
okay.
Mhm.
But since it's so basic,
I made today one of my meals that I'm just absolutely gagging over lately is I get all of my veg, I just stick it in a dish, olive oil, salt and pepper, bit of garlic salt or fresh garlic, depending if I've got it. And I'll just stick it in the oven and I'll just roast it off. And just, I don't know, maybe an hour, depending. I know by the smell. I check it out and I take it out and I put it in container. Today today what I did was I got some little baby potatoes that you can get in the packet. They're like $2.50. I microwaved that for 8 minutes. Got the herb butter that I've got made up in the fridge. I mashed that up with that, put a bit of milk in it. Mashed potato, roast veg. That's a meal. That was a meal that I did today. And that was just me clearing out my fridge to get rid of my end of the week veg and using up what I've got. And that made 3 small meals for me. And a little bit of mashed potato left over. And it's delicious. And I put a little bit of grated Reggiano Parmigiano over the veggies. And that's going to be my work lunches. And lentils and rice with diced tomato, bit of garlic, bit of salt, bit of pepper, bit of curry powder. Delicious.
why haven't you done anything? Like, this is the most recent statement. You sent it last
Yeah.
night, I was just told. So this is like this, they literally just ended.
This
So
month.
these are the most recent statement. You're doing this right now. That's your goal. You've done nothing to even come close to trying to achieve that goal.
I
Why?
have been trying, cutting, spending like here and there.
If this is considered cutting spending, then
no, I understand it's still high. There's still a lot of like crap spending that shouldn't be going on.
is this the new version of you're trying your
but-
best when you're talking about work? Because I don't see much trying
I'm
here.
just trying to explain myself
Okay.
that it's gotten better, but it's still not where it should be. It was worse, but I'm kind of at a place where I feel stuck.
But it's self-inflicted.
Nobody teaches you.
That's not going to be a
like-
valid excuse. No one ever learns personal finance.
Exactly. So I'm learning. I'm figuring it out. Like, okay, that obviously doesn't work. I need to stop doing ABC.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm learning. I'm asking for help.
But is it a less if you don't have money to? I think the credit cards are the thing that do people in. You can't spend what you don't have, and credit cards are what you don't have. It's the borrowing. It's that friend that you just borrow from that you can never ever pay back. If you can't, you shouldn't be able. It shouldn't be that easy to get a credit card.
realizing what's wrong.
Yeah.
What's going on so that I can fix it.
Good. And it's a great first step. But in terms of just why, okay, fine. Let me try to ask this a different way then. When did you start learning? When did you decide you wanted to start learning?
I guess maybe like 6 months ago when I
Okay.
started.
It's a long time. So then that brings me back to my initial question. If you were going to say last month, that's a different thing. 6 months, and this is what I'm looking at. Your balance goes up by $500 on the most recent card. Like, what are we doing? You're throwing yourself into a terrible situation. That's not trying. That's not
200 of those dollars were
okay. So
medical
300
and vet.
So 300 was okay. Cool. So
It's not actually 300, it's 350 because he's not even factoring in the interest. So even if she'd spent $0, she still would have had a minimum of $55. And her minimum spend is her minimum repayment is 73. So she's actually every month only making, well, because the interest will change, is about a $20 gain on a $2,200 debt. So she would have made $20 difference if she'd not spent a single cent. And that's 100 weeks. So that's 2 years. So if she never spent a single dollar on that credit card ever again, and she just made the minimum payment, it's going to take her 2 years to pay it off. And how much is that of that? It would be wasted money because that's $50. So that's $50. So that's 52 weeks. Oh my God, she's paying ridiculous amount of money of interest. So 5 5s are 25. So she's going to be paying about $5,000 worth of interest to pay off 222. She needs to be trying to pay off $500 a month, not spending $500 a month.
Kieran, I'm trying. Is that I'm learning after 6 months?
Oh, nah, sorry.
That's why
Listen,
I
I'm
wouldn't do
good with
that.
learning and I'm good with walking through those different things, but I'm also not going to allow someone to sit in bullshit. Like it's like it's not intended to offend.
She's overspent $600 this month. How did it get to the 2,200? 600. So if she kept going the way she's going, 600 to 636. So her credit card will be almost full by the end of the year.
It's not at all. It's not even intended to make these people get all excited. Literally, if you sit there and spend that much money on bullshit and you say that's I'm trying and that's me learning after 6 months, I need to call you out and let you know that that is unacceptable and that is you cannot be considered. If it was worse before and this is better, okay, but I cannot allow you to consider this a win. Because you're getting in a dark situation that is going to be so hard for someone like you in your income situation to dig out of. And you're only making it worse. I know. And I'm having the conversation that happens when you're here.
Yes.
So this is how it goes. Welcome.
Yes, that's why I'm here, is to get help and to go through it and figure out
what do you think's happening? Why do people say that? Why do people say I call them out on what they say and then I'm like, oh, well, that's why I'm here. No, that's what I'm doing. The thing that happens when you're here.
You were saying it over and over again. And it's yes, that's
how many times.
And she's counteracting everything he's saying with an excuse or a reason. So he's like, oh, okay, so you're tired. All right, well, we just give up on that then. We'll give up on that because you can't get another job. Okay. So basically, you are just underpaid and in too much debt, but there's nothing we can do about it. Okay. All right. Bye. Thanks for coming. He's giving her so many solutions and she's just backhanding everything back to him like, but I'm tired. It's an old dog. It's only small things. Like what? And he's like, well, that's good enough. That's not good enough.
You've seen the show.
like 7.
Okay. So you know how it goes. What am I doing? What?
That's why I'm here.
Oh my gosh, you said it again.
That is why
My
everybody
kryptonite.
is here.
Huh?
That is why everybody is here.
Exactly. So why'd you think I would not call you out differently than anyone else?
She's different.
$25 minimum monthly payment. We went inside Target and we got some bullshit.
Bullshit.
Got a drink or something.
Target is only ever like household stuff, like laundry soap, kitchen stuff.
What'd you
cleaner.
get for 93 cents?
Oh, it's because I had a gift card and I spent the gift card, and then there was like a little bit of amount that wasn't covered by the gift card. Okay.
$10 of interest accrued on here. 27.24% interest rate.
No. 27.24 interest rate. That's crazy. What card is that? You need to get rid of that card. Throw it in the bin. Close it. Cut it out. Put it onto a plan where you can pay it down slowly. No.
So interest will continue to accrue.
Hi,
Discover.
Jason.
Wait a second.
Okay.
You don't have to discover it.
I do.
Oh, you do.
So okay, this one, the one with the one we just went over, That was initially supposed to be a balance transfer card.
Wait, which one? The first one?
Yes.
The one that you spent all the bullshit that you think is making
Yes.
progress. Okay.
And I was going to transfer the Apple Card balance onto that one because it was you pay it off in 18 months, whatever, no interest. And I called them a couple weeks after I got the card to initiate a balance transfer, and they said I can't. I don't know why.
What was the reason they gave? You must have asked why.
Something about I
I mean,
waited
can you
too
not
long.
transfer balances? On here?
No,
Like,
I
don't know.
tried and I've gone online and it says it's not eligible for
Okay.
transfers.
Would it
which-
have even
but that was the
mattered? I mean, that's
reason.
accruing interest anyway. So it's like, oh, well, what was your intent there? Maybe it was 0% for a second, but okay. Either way, I mean, you're putting more on it anyway. So it's just,
Yeah, that also became the
Even if it's a 0%, it's still, the balance is still going up. So you're not paying it down. You're still adding onto it. So it doesn't make a difference.
I'm gonna have
spend
fun money.
everything
Okay.
card.
$1,304 sitting
She's
on
so
here
tired. I
on the
know,
second
Noah.
discovery.
That one.
Is it Katie?
I don't think I've touched that one.
I it's not so much the money thing, it's the excuses that they give. Like, I love it when people are like, well, I'm just tired. I just, it's cheap. It's 30 cents less to buy a $14 burger. I saved 30 cents by picking it up myself when they're spending money that they don't have. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just like it. And I like the way he just tells it to them.
Yeah, there's no new purchases. You only made the minimum. Wait, there's a $3 purchase. And then
$3 purchase.
Yeah, and then $3 of interest. Maybe it's a subscription. Let's check it out. $50 minimum monthly payment. These minimum monthly payments definitely for you
Nothing.
scare me when they start to stack up like this.
Look, it's minimum payments and credits 51, and then you go down the bottom here, it's $29.71. So basically, she's paid $51 and it's added on $30. So she's made a $20 gain on $1,306. It's $20 a month. It's nothing.
ResumeHelp.com. You probably have a subscription.
Yes.
Okay, cancel that.
Okay.
If you're not using it, I mean, you maybe should use it and try to get a better
I do
job.
update it every now and then, and it helps you write cover letters too.
Yeah, because they are paying you the bottom of the barrel in the Austin area, so you could probably honestly just get a better job as well.
I'm
Which
gonna-
is kind of-
$25.
Okay, we've got to the guts. We know what a debt is. I want to see what the outcome is at the end. Let's sort of get to about, let's get to about here and see what happens. Go. Go.
Okay. Under 30 in Austin. 30,000.
Oh,
not
it
8.
went straight back to the beginning. No, we don't want that.
But utilities.
What do you do for fun?
Walks a dog.
I mean, I've got.
You go to McDonald's. and Chick-fil-A.
There was one McDonald's purchase on there,
Yeah,
and
what
that
do you
was
do for fun?
a smoothie and
Because
a
you barely
biscuit.
work. So what do you do for fun? You have a lot of extra
Hi,
time.
Layla, hi.
I'm
do you
usually at
do?
home. They have.
Doing what
She's
then?
at
with no
home
internet?
asleep
They
because she's
have- You
tired.
can buy an antenna for the TV, and you
You have
get
an antenna.
channels. Yeah, it's free.
How many channels do you get with that? Cable TV is horrid.
You get like 20 channels, but it's everything you need. You got like news, entertainment.
That's what you watch is
whatever.
news. I like the
I mean,
local news sometimes.
Well, like KView channel, like ABC, they have shows and like everything is on
Cable
there.
TV.
Oh, you
okay.
like
Yeah.
Caleb? Me too.
Nowhere near trying to afford internet
No, no,
right
no,
now.
no. Well, it's not even that.
But
It's
that's
more
not a-
like, man, you ever watch that game?
Does she not have internet? She could be doing online courses that are super, super, super cheap via the internet.
No.
Yeah, I feel like ABC and stuff would be ruined for you if you watched a good show. So stay away from it. Stay away from it, and you won't know what you're
Okay.
missing.
Good thing I can't afford Netflix or HBO
What
or
about
anything else.
Correct. What about utilities?
Utilities, water's included in my rent. I just
Oh,
pay
that's good.
for electric, which runs about like $72 a month.
What about
pretty
gas
cheap.
driving around?
That's about $34
A month?
a week. Not a week. Maybe like every 2 weeks.
I don't think she's
I'm gonna say
right.
100.
I don't
Car
think that's
insurance?
right. It's 100
$145.
a month.
Your debt minimum monthly payments $534.
That's about right. That sounds about right.
That's a killer. What about your phone bill?
Thankfully, I'm still on my dad's plan,
Good.
Yes.
so I don't have to worry about that.
A low cost way.
She could take some begging online tips from Lisa Richards and Delicious Denise. Lisa got $30 in 20 minutes the other day. That could buy her lunches for a week.
You can do it. Do helium. That's usually what we set our people up with
Mhm.
when they're trying to save money. It's $20. T-Mobile
Okay.
Towers, which is the best.
Oh, okay.
In the Austin area, at least. TP
She
Fund.
could totally crush her debt. He's like, oh my God. She's got $1,000 left a month to spend. If she was frugal and cooked for herself and got a second job, she would be fine.
$100 for TP
Just get rid of those cards,
Fund.
though.
Anything else you need to exist for life? $300 for food.
Okay.
You get a meal plan in the budgeting program, and then you can
Wait, it
switch
gives
around
you
what you need.
a meal plan? Like
Well, we made one.
actual?
Yeah, based off of HEB stuff.
Oh, okay.
Which you could do for $250, but we gave a little
Okay.
extra. Pet insurance you don't have, which is
I
why it's
don't
costing you a lot of money, and
have
you
it.
probably have a hard time getting it for an 8-year-old dog.
I looked into it. It's about $89 a month for him. And I don't know if that fits in.
Probably not. I'm putting it in parentheses.
Okay.
Might save you a lot of money for what you're starting to go through.
Mhm.
Medical for yourself.
So thankfully, I'm still insured through my mom's work.
Okay. Yeah.
But
till
that ends at
26.
26.
Yep.
So hopefully I can eventually get a job where I can have my own.
Well, honestly, your health insurance would be almost free through the exchange right now. Government subsidized
Okay.
with your income situation.
hmm
Almost. And gym?
I canceled my gym membership.
Okay.
My apartment has a gym.
I'm good, thanks,
Prescriptions? Copays? Anything?
Prescriptions only when like I need to renew like
Often?
certain. That's like a yearly thing at like
Okay.
$80.
Mm. Anything else that needs to be in your budget that I haven't taken account for?
No.
Hair,
And
makeup.
$300 in the hole, which makes sense for what we looked on. I mean, we knew the solution from the beginning. Well, we got your full financial picture so that you now have no other choice but to do it,
Mhm.
unless you want to live like this forever, which I hope you don't. I hope you
Mhm.
have more care about yourself than I care about you. Like, that would be terrible if you don't. So
She's got $300 a month left over, divided by 4. So she's got about $75 a week that she can play with. If you were creative, that would be fine. You could even eat out maybe once a week.
at a very minimum, you need to get an extra $300 a month by
Okay.
working.
Oh,
minimum.
she's in debt $300 a month. Oh no, she needs another $600 a week because she needs a whole nother job.
What I would do is try to get to $3,000 a month
Okay.
as your real minimum
Mhm.
after getting a better job or a second job.
Mhm.
Because if you do that, you can actually start paying down your debts. I would look at and talk to people who are more knowledgeable about the car that is sitting at your dad's place.
Okay.
I would look at selling this car for private sale, throw that all towards
Mhm.
The
that
credit card.
debt, and then
Yeah.
put it in the debt snowball. I would
Okay.
debt snowball $699 Walmart card first, then
Mhm.
$1,304 Discover card, then $2,523 Discover It card, then the Apple card.
I would attack the card with the highest interest first because I want to get that interest that's accruing down. I want that 27%, 29% credit card. I'm reducing that limit straight away.
Card, and then the remainder of the car. That's how I would do it.
Okay.
You could probably do it in about 3 years with
Mhm.
that $3,000 thing. Then you need a
Okay.
fully funded emergency fund. But you could go make more money. You could work off
Mhm.
with even if you get a better job. Honestly, I would encourage you to work 2 jobs anyway.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Just literally make as much money as you can. Your rent costs as much as a semester at
Mhm.
ACC.
Get
So
some cheap
literally
live.
make a little bit more money and put yourself through school and look to invest your time that way, and look to, as long as you're making minimum payments, it kind of sucks, but then you could make more money through that degree and working in the
Mhm.
nutrition field, hopefully working your way up to $60,000 a year, and then pay off
me
the debt,
puppy.
at that point. So there's a lot of different ways to
Yeah, mine costs for Buddy. I've got with my vet, it's like $45 a month. And I get free, like I get really cheap dental once a year. I get a couple of free blood tests. I get emergency visits. It's like, it's more for those emergency times, not so much for those times when I know he's got to have his vaccinations, he's got to go have his health checkups. It's those bills that come across on like something bad's happened, and then you think, oh, it's going to be like $700 for a blood test and stuff. It's those for me, it's worth it each month. Because if one bad thing happens to him, it's a couple of $1,000s. I use it for the what if. I'm willing to put out a couple of $100s a year for the what if, because 1 year it's going to happen. I just know it's going to happen and it's going to be bad. And honestly, it's cheaper for me to use the pet insurance just for the dental cleaning each year. For him to get his teeth cleaned, it cost me like $200 with insurance, and it cost me about $700 without it. So it's for that alone, it's worth it for me.
Go about it and we can help you with that.
Okay.
First things first, though, because you don't do any of that if you don't make more money. You need to go apply to a million, bajillion, quadrillion jobs today. Low, high, mid, anything. Do all the interviews.
Okay.
Anything and everything you can do to bring home more money is what you need to do. Because without that, you're going to continue.
And every extra dollar she earns goes straight to debt. It's not to spend, it's not to save, it's to pay off that debt until the debt's paid off, and then it becomes savings. There are no savings until the debt's paid.
Going into debt, you cannot spend any money on fun, unfortunately. You just can't afford it. Go to parks, roll around in the grass.
Oh, we do
Swim.
that sometimes.
Swim in the free part of Barn Springs, you know?
Oh,
Lots
yay.
of things
Well
you can
done,
still do.
Nicola. I'm glad you're feeling good.
Blues on the Green is free.
Blues on the
That
Green
was
is free, and you get a contact high at the same time. It's a lot of, so you get that for free.
Mhm.
It's a lot of things. People hate when I make the joke, but I'm going to joke about it anyway, because fuck those people. Get a dude to take you to dinner. That's a free dinner.
I do have a boyfriend, and whenever we go to eat,
Whoa, that's perfect.
buys the food.
Get him to take you out every night.
He's amazing. If I
Oh,
want
he's-
food, he buys it.
Oh, then, yeah, use that wallet, girl. Go out to eat.
He makes a little bit more money than I do. A lot of bit more.
Yeah, you just need to make more money. I mean, that's what this comes down to. So that's your first step.
Okay.
And then, we can continue doing follow-ups on.
She's just waiting for the proposal so she can stop working, so he can just pay for her lifestyle. This is what I'm thinking. I feel as though she is just sitting back waiting for the boyfriend to propose, so then she can be like, oh my God, thank God, I don't have to work anymore.
The road, but that is your first step.
Hi,
Hammer
Queen.
financial score.
Hello, my
Let's figure it out.
lady.
You said a 3. Spending a budget. Well, you spent $700 more than you make.
Mm-hmm.
0 out of 10. That's an obvious. Don't have anything in collections. You actually paid your collection. So I'd say with where your debt is now, when it comes to your income, it's really bad. But your debt is not the worst.
To be fair, though, her debt is not like out of reach for her to fix. But if she'd kept going this way until she's like, 25, 26, it would be, I reckon by the time she hits 30, she'd be in like nearly $90,000 worth of debt. Like it would just keep growing. She's borrowing and borrowing back. It'd just be bad. It would be so bad.
Worst debt ever created in the history of the world. 3 out of 10 there. Might be a little generous. Emergency fund, there's nothing. Retirement, there's nothing. Real estate, there's nothing. It's going to be a Hammer financial.
That's a little bit of an emergency fund.
There
There's
is?
like $500 in there.
Okay, I'll say you start with a 1. Hammer financial score, 1 out of 10. Make sure you stick around for the post show and check out all the resources linked in the description below. They're what I use or would use in specific situations, like the best budgeting and investing programs that can be found anywhere.
Okay, we don't
online.
need to worry about that. But I love these budgety, financy ones. Now, I like my body cam ones. It's a very quick one. It's short. It's funny. However, I do have to go to the bathroom again. It's because I've had 2 big drinks. So what I'm going to do is get you rolling with me old mate Dakota. Dakota is the guy that's had a little bit of a sippy sip, and he's dinged somebody's car. Here we go. But the cops have caught him, and he is an exercise in frustration. But it's not violent. It's not aggressive. It's none of that. It's just a mama's boy who wants his mum and is just not listening to anybody. All right. Are you ready? I'm just going to let it play. Okay. and then we'll discuss. I'll be back in about 1 whole minute. Right? Here we go. And this one is called Grown Ass Man Needs His Mum. And this is from the channel. I can't remember what channel it's from. It's one of the ones that I like. Midwest Safety. It's good. Like there's a lot of I can't remember the name of it. La Crosse County seems to be a very hectic place. Oh, I said hectic. Smack my hand. A very crazy place when it comes to like all this kind of body cam stuff. But all right, you ready? I'm ready. Let's go. All right, I'll be back in a second.
You okay? You have your ID with you? Who hit you? Can you get out of the car? I know, buddy. Let's talk outside the car over here, okay? Can you exit the car so I can hear you? Turn it off, please. There you go. And come meet me back here.
But am I getting in trouble for somebody hitting my...
Buddy, I can't even hear you. Can you just meet me back here? What's your first name?
Dakota?
Dakota, please come over here, okay?
No, I'm not going to because somebody hit my car.
And we'll talk about that. Please come out of the car.
I'm just saying, somebody hit my car.
Did you leave?
I'm just saying, I just left the golf course and somebody hit my... No,
Where did that
that's
happen?
Not okay.
I'm taking your
That's
keys.
not
Where did
okay.
that happen?
That's not okay.
Where?
I would like to have my keys in
Nope.
my cup holder because that's not
That's
okay
not
for you
happening.
to take my car.
cocksuckers. Oh,
That's
by
not
the way.
happening.
Hi, upside
Step
down.
out the car, right, Dakota?
No, that's not okay. I'm saying that somebody hit my
Who are
car
you on
and
the phone
you're
with?
taking my car.
Who are you on the phone with?
I'm on my phone with my mother because that's not okay for you to take my keys out of my car.
I'm sure your mother would want you to step out of the car right now and be cooperative.
That's not okay because you can ask her right now and she would say that's not okay for you to take my keys out of my
We've
car.
all clocked that the man's airbag has deployed and he's driving around with the deployed airbag. I think that's illegal. It's pretty illegal.
Dakota?
Cody, put
Listen.
the officer
Cody.
online, please.
Hi, how are you?
Son, hi. My son is saying his car got hit in the parking lot.
I've watched a lot of these and there's a lot of police officers that are like, ma'am, I don't need to talk to you. He's an adult. He's over 18 years of age. He's been in an accident. We will call you when we've sorted all this out. But for right now, I do not even need to be on the phone. You're an adult. You've done adult things. The cops don't need to talk to you.
Where he was golfing.
Ma'am,
God.
the likelihood of that happening is very low.
Americans, what accent is this? Is this Idaho? Is this Indiana? Is it Ohio? Where is it? Because it all Midwest sounds the same to me. I know it's not Southern, that's it. But is it Dakota? Is it literally Dakota? Is it South Dakota, North Dakota? Where is it?
There's heavy front end damage. His airbags went off. We have multiple people saying he
wow.
rear-ended
I didn't
another
know
car
that.
and then
That's
left
good
the
to know.
scene.
No, that's what he's saying.
Where is the other car?
The other car got rear-ended and can't move. He drove several miles before he stopped. So we're going to deal with him and we'll keep you in the loop.
Okay, I need to know where
That's an incredibly pretty sunset we're witnessing right there.
you're at. I live in Elgin. I need to come there.
Elgin. What state's Elgin in? Tell me, is that like Elgin, North Dakota? That sounds right. No, it's not. What state's Elgin
Okay,
in?
we're at Burlington Road and
Michigan?
McDonald Road.
Okay,
Elgin, Michigan. That sounds right, doesn't it?
all right.
I think so. Dakota, what really happened, man?
But somebody hit me.
Where?
Where? I was coming just from. If I can give my phone back, I will tell you the address that I just got
Elgin,
hit.
Illinois.
Because I'm literally
Sounds
on my
about
way
right.
to my brother's because I'm watching this puppy.
What street did they hit you on?
Sir, I can't tell you because I'm on a golf course.
You're on a golf course?
I was on a golf course. You're not looking at
Besides,
the phone because
Dakota,
you're just literally just
besides the
slam.
injuries on your hands,
I thought Dakota would be spelt with a T and a K. Is it meant to be Dacoda or is it Dakota? Dakota.
are you okay? The fire
I'm
department's
fine,
here because
but
your airbags went off.
Here's the thing. I'm upset because you're worried more about where I am, more about where somebody just hit me, where my new car was, and I'm upset.
So is there any reason on video it would look like you struck another car?
I need to speak with a supervisor because right now
Oh,
you're
not the
suspecting
supervisor.
me.
Absolutely, I'm suspecting you of rear-ending another car.
No, that's not possible.
How is that not possible?
Why that's not possible? Because my car did not just get rear-ended.
Dakota, how much have you had to drink today?
I
Nothing.
did not have any.
Nothing.
I can
He's
smell it.
sober.
Where were you playing golf today?
Not
Where were you playing
smell
golf
any.
today?
If my GPS, if I can get my GPS at, I will tell you.
Do you remember what town you left?
Ellsburn.
Elburn?
Open.
Okay. Do you have your license and insurance with you?
I do have my license. My insurance is on my phone.
Let's start with your license, and then I'll give you back your phone.
Here's the thing. I should not be pulled over right now.
Dakota, please give me your driver's license.
Here's the thing. My car got wrecked by somebody else. And you're telling me that it's my fault for somebody
You were
doing
involved
something
in an
else.
accident.
I don't know, guys. I've got a feeling that maybe Dakota's been unjustly pulled over. He sounds like a sober October to me. What do you reckon? Do you reckon they're being a bit unfair to our mate Dakota? I mean, if you're in an accident, why would you stop and pull over for the cops? I mean, wouldn't you need to make a report? It just seems ludicrous that he would be stopped if somebody hit him. Wouldn't you think? I think Dakota's making total sense.
Want to keep going back and forth with you.
Here's the thing.
I need your driver's
You're
license.
putting it on me for somebody for an accident when they do it on me.
So why didn't you call the police? Why didn't he call the police and get the police to come and talk to the people that hit him? Why did he try and drive home? If somebody hit his car, why wasn't he the one reporting it? Because he's drunk and he doesn't know what he's saying.
Driving down the road with your airbags.
Yeah, he's totally fine.
And yet you're blaming it on me because somebody else wanted to do something else. That's funny how you're blaming it on
Where's
me.
your driver's license?
My driver's license is in my wallet right now.
Take it out of your wallet and give it to me, please.
Okay, but yet, do you have somebody that's a suspect for me?
Yep. I need your driver's license. Though.
Do you have it?
Yes.
Yep.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we do.
No, you don't.
We got another person that was involved in an accident down the road from where you came.
And may I get that
Yes.
suspect?
We'll give you all that information as soon as
I
we get
need
your
that
driver's
right
license.
now.
As soon as you give me your driver's
No,
license.
I need that right now so that way the insurance can know who
We'll
they're
get your report.
contact.
Dakota, I need your driver's license or this is going to go south.
I'm not trying to make it south. But
You're
I
making it
need-
south when
No.
one, you didn't get out of the car when I asked. Two, I've asked,
I'm not trying to make it south. It's going south. It's south. It's going to be South Dakota anytime now.
you how many times for your driver's license at this point?
Okay, but do I have the insurance for the other person? So
We'll
that
get
way
it.
I can
I need
keep-
your driver's license, Dakota.
Is my mom coming on? our
Yeah,
way?
they're coming out here. Was it just you today?
His
No one else was with you in the
mommy's
car?
coming.
Nobody else, just me. But I need the insurance and the
Yep.
driver
Yep.
license.
You'll get
But Dakota, you drove off and had the cops not stopped you at all. You wouldn't have anybody's anything. The only reason the insurance is coming up now is because the kind policeman has pulled you over and informed you of the accident. Had you driven home, you would have nobody's information for nothing.
an accident
of
report.
the other incidents, so that way.
You'll
Oh
get an
no,
accident.
Prunella, I wouldn't have the patience. When I was younger in high school, I was like, yeah, I want to be a police officer. Absolutely. I think it'd be totally cool. Then I realized I don't like guns, so I don't want to carry a gun. But after watching a lot of these, I do not have the patience and the character enough for this job. I don't have the compassion. I don't have the empathy. I don't have the ability to just not be a bitch. I couldn't. I know I'd be so rude. And I'm a fairly nice person, but this, I just don't have the temperament for
The
it.
insurance knows who is going with.
Are you injured at all?
I'm not injured at all, but I need the other insurance, and then I need the other persons who they're contacting with.
Do you want to see the
because-
paramedics?
He looks like he has a mum that still irons his undies and washes his sheets and makes sure she wakes him up out of bed and does his laundry and, makes excuses for him. Like, he's got that look about him, don't you think? Like, she irons his undies.
Oh, they're here?
No, I do not.
Just hold
But-
tight, Dakota.
No.
You can pull up your
No.
insurance.
Oh,
Where you are? No.
We'll be
Yes.
back. We'll be back.
it's when people get that no. And that's when they that's how you know they're drunk. And when they say literally, I'm literally 2 minutes away from my house. I literally live just a mile away. That should be part of the field sobriety test.
Have fun yet? Yeah. He's getting out. Perfect. All right, let's go off the side of the road.
No. This is not okay. I asked you for the other person's number and the other person's
And we're working
insurance.
on it. That's not something that happens immediately.
But
Dakota,
you-
look at your car. Come here. Look at your car. Your airbags went off, dude. Why didn't you stop where this happened? Come here.
I understand.
The bags are creating a blind spot as well, and he doesn't seem to be concerned.
Where these are, but my understanding is why did the other person not stop when
What
this
happened? You're kind of talking in circles ever since I started talking
No,
with you.
I'm not talking.
The other person's still at the accident site. Their car was not driven because they're probably not drunk. And they called the cops. The cops have showed up. And you're trotting down the road with all your airbags deployed, not looking for anybody who's banged up your car. He would have had to have hit that car really, really hard for the airbags to be deployed, by the way. And he's just, no, driving home, not a care in the world. He's only concerned now because the cops have pulled him over. And this cop is doing a stupendous job. Like, you can see he's starting to get a bit testy, but I feel like he's doing this. He's been a bit hard on him to keep him reined in, like to not allow him to just keep talking in circles and the garbage. He's like reining it in a little bit. Dakota's a mess. Look at him. You can tell he's a dud. He's an absolute dud of a man.
Tell me
Yeah,
exactly
sure.
what happened and where it happened.
No, this is not what happened. My understanding is that I need the other person's insurance
What
and the other
happened?
person's name
What happened?
in order for me to purse this into the insurance company
Dakota?
because this is how it's going to go.
What happened? Describe the accident.
Describe the accident.
Yeah.
I
do that.
slammed on my brakes. This person slammed on the other brakes. This person slammed my other side, as you
Okay.
can see.
Where?
And yet,
Where?
they left.
Where did this
Because
happen?
you want to see what.
Where?
Yes.
Okay, you want to describe where, but yet you can't find the other suspect that they're going to right now.
Where?
Where?
Where did this accident happen?
Okay, as you can tell me,
We've all been out with a friend on the night out. We've all had a friend on a night out that have been like this, and you're just like, just get in the fucking taxi. Just get in the taxi. No, we're not going back into the casino. No, we're not going through McDonald's drive-through. We are just getting you in the fucking car and we're going home. That's it. End of. Just, that's not what they're like on the daily, but you just get in the car.
sir, I have my GPS, as I tell you. And from 29 minutes away, I literally left the golf course, not even.
The big guy in the back here, he was my fave. I was watching this the first time. It was like, cool. He's just ready to body slam Dakota when he starts getting out of control. He doesn't, but I'm just thinking bro at the back is looking very intimidating, very large, very hands-on, very special ops. And he's just laughing his ass off at Dakota. And his mate, he's just like, bro, just tase him. Just tase him. Shut him up.
Do
10
you
minutes.
know what road the accident happened on?
Yes, it happened on North Main Street.
Okay, and
That's
what
North Main Street,
road was
which
it
is
by?
which is literally coming from here. As you can see, it floors up to
Okay.
McDonald's.
Okay,
And
I'll be
then
right back with you. Just try to stay by your car. Can you watch it for me? He appears highly intoxicated. All right,
No,
yeah, just touch base with me.
not highly.
All right, thanks, bye.
Extremely.
Yeah, these officers.
Oh,
are
let's
telling
take
me
a
that
gander. I don't know if we get a reading at the end of this, But what's everyone's guess that his blood alcohol level is? I'm thinking he's I don't know, maybe a 2.4. He'd be up in the high twos. There's no way he's low level drunk. Oh, he'd be in the just near pass out drunk. I think he'd be in the twos. And he's so lucky that he got pulled over only a couple of miles down the road. His intoxication level makes him so dangerous. He didn't even get out of the parking lot without whacking somebody.
It caused an accident when I
4.2.04
and wanted to say that it's my fault, even though that they damaged my car.
Yes, they 3.
And right now they're patrolling me as the suspect that I damaged their car, and I am not happy right now because there's another. It's
not even suspect, it's the other party. There's like, isn't it in America there's party A and party B, and A is the at fault person and B is the not at fault person? Is that how you do it? Like one of you gets assigned as car A or car 1 or something like that when there's an accident, and one of you is designated the at fault person? I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Up here, there's another cop there, and then there's somebody that pulled me over that are saying that it is my fault. I'm not taking this as accountable because it is not my fault.
Dakota.
Because they're telling me
Who is it? I can talk to them.
No.
Who is it?
Because what you're going to do is you're going to tell them that it is my fault, and I'm not taking
Dakota,
accountability.
You need to turn it down.
No, I am really mad right now because you guys are blaming it on me when the suspect is already gone and nowhere near scene.
Right now, we're conducting a traffic crash investigation.
No, you guys are...
He's literally just trying to say words, like words that don't even make sense.
Deducting that it is my fault when you guys don't even have a suspect
Dakota,
down to half a mile.
Will you?
Right now,
Are you going to cooperate with us or no?
I am mad.
Are you going to cooperate with us or no?
Am I going to cooperate? First thing first, did you catch the cop? Did you catch the person that's down there?
We have the other car.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
No, you don't.
100%.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
Right now, show me the license plate and address so that I can tell my insurance that that's the person that rear-ended me.
Until you bring it down.
You understand that? You're going to put me in handcuffs?
We got Chris Pratt.
Well then first...
This cop over here reminds me of Chris Pratt. He's giving me Chris Pratt vibes.
First, I'm going to tell you that you're not going to be able to put me in handcuffs. And then I'm going to fight you with that.
You're not fighting
anyone.
First things
first,
turn around.
You better not put me in that. No.
We're done. No, Dakota, you are under arrest.
No, they're telling me that I'm under arrest, and I'm not happy with this.
Give me your hand right now.
Okay, first things first.
Have you ever seen anybody excited to be arrested and not in the bedroom? Like, you know what I mean? Like, no one's ever like, cool, I'm so arrested. Yay. Cool night out, guys. Nobody's happy to be arrested.
I'm not happy with this right at all.
Give me your other hand
They're
now.
They're really under arresting me right now. This is ridiculous. This is
No,
ridiculous.
Bender. No, I don't know if the pointed finger is part of rock, paper, scissors. I know you've got like scissors. We do scissors like this. And then you've got rock, and then you've got paper. And then there's another version I know, but grenade. But no, it's more, it means more when you point. When you're over the top point, it makes it more emphatically true, It's like nut salsa makes it true because you've got it in your hand.
Dude.
Okay, first thing first, this is federal officers did not expect this. You guys are rude for doing this.
You want to check us?
They're rude.
I'm literally going I'm literally count you guys as the person who wanted to drag me into the grass for no reason. This is rude.
It's rude.
It's rude. Not personal rightness, friend. And that's funny that your supervisor is talking to my dad for no reason because they want to make you guys a better person. That's fucked up. So let me talk to my dad.
Squirming, bro.
No, let me talk to my dad because you guys are the one that are about ready to put me in jail for no reason. And that's funny. That's funny that you guys want to put me in handcuffs, but yet you guys don't even have the...
It's one of the drunk tests. They got to say literally and I'm cold. I got to pee. I live just up the road. It wasn't me. Somebody else was driving. But literally, you got to ask them to say literally. And if they can't say it properly, that's it. Confirmed drunk.
Suspect for my car.
I could see him smirking
I have
at the
a right
bottom.
to talk to my dad.
it.
I have a right to talk to my dad.
You
I have
actually
a right
don't.
to talk to my dad. Where is my dad? Where is my dad? Let me talk to my dad.
Stop.
Because that is my dad. My dad is a
That
federal
is
law
my dad.
right now.
Stop.
Let me talk to my dad. My phone should be right next to my dad because that is my right. Let me talk to
I'm
my
sorry.
dad.
I don't know. I just feel like Dakota's a bit of a buffoon. I just think I'm thinking the alcohol just exaggerates his buffoonery. I actually feel like he's a bit of a Homer Simpson in real life. He's a bit slow, he's a bit simple, needs his mum to hold his hand, needs his dad to help him fill out forms. I don't think he's slow. I just think he's a bit, I don't know. He's a buffoon, you know? And he's just putting a whole bunch of words together to make very dramatic statements right now.
Stop! Let me talk to my dad. And you guys are pulling my hair for no reason. Let me talk to my dad.
We'll talk to him when he gets you over the car.
No, let me talk to my dad right now.
What's Dad gonna do?
You guys are literally right
Rude.
next to the
Dakota,
police
come on,
officer.
Just walk.
No. You guys should let me talk to my dad right now. This is funny. Right now. This is funny. You
Here,
guys are
pass him.
fucking funny.
I feel like it's that meme. It's like, I'm just going to take a nap. I'm going to take it right here. You know, that little girl that lies down on the sand. I'm just going to take a nap. That's what I feel like's happening right now.
That is what I should be able to. No.
Stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
No.
The bigger question we didn't ask, what was Dakota's golf score? How well did he get on the green today? Did he go on the rough? Did he get in the sand trap? What was his score? Do we think that he's a serious golfer? Because I'm thinking probably not. I feel like the golf was a reason to drink some beers with his mates. But what was the golf score, Dakota? You got to let us know.
You guys are literally doing this to me. Stand up, dude. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Come on. What you're doing.
You good, Murph?
Yeah, good.
Hello, this is Detective Benson with the Sheriff's Office. Is this Dakota's mother? All right, well, I was just following up with you. Dakota is under arrest for DUI and leaving the scene of an accident. What happened was he's saying he was on his way home from golf. He rear-ended another car. His airbags went off. He went into the ditch. He backed out. He drove for probably close to 4 or 5 miles with all of his side airbags off. And
Look at the front of it. Oh my God. How was that even drivable? I'm starting to think he's up in the threes now, because how the hell do you think that you can drive with that? How is the wheel even turning? How is his front axle not completely fucked?
and pulled over when I found him and initiated a traffic stop on him. He's okay. He doesn't want to see the ambulance, but his car
That
is
is
wrecked.
massive.
No, there's absolutely no damage in the back. He rear-ended another car. He plowed into it. Depending on if he cooperates, which he's not right now, he could get out. They don't accept bond after 10:30 if he doesn't cooperate.
Does anybody secretly hope that Dakota missed out on bonding out and he had to stay in there all night and the whole next day? I do.
Installs the process, like the booking process
Yes.
and the arrest process, he'll have to wait till tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. It's totaled. I'm not an adjuster, but side airbags went off, front airbags went off, heavy front end damage. I would say the insurance company.
Who thinks the motor head's completely cracked? The radiator would have to be cracked. There's no way. There's no way.
He's probably going to total this car. There's damage. There's severe damage to a minivan that he rear-ended, but that's it. Yeah, no problem. Have a good one.
Yeah.
He's not cooperating, but he's already on his way to the jail. He called someone. I think it was his brother or a buddy that he might have been playing with. That person sounded intoxicated and kind of spun him up, and that's when it went sideways for him.
Oh, I know exactly who that is. Okay, can I ask, do you know what his bond will be? Can I come get him now?
You can't.
This is when I heard her say, "Can I come get him now?" I'd be like, I'd let him rot in jail a little bit. I'd want him to wake up with a hangover in jail if that was my son. I'd be like, no, bro, I'm not coming and rescuing you from a smelly, stinky, cold, gross, disgusting jail because you were drunk driving and fled from an accident. You're going to learn a lesson. And it's not even going to be that tough of a lesson. It's just going to be really unpleasant and really uncomfortable. And you're going to have to ring me and ask me to come and get you, because I'm not going to be popping down there to just pick you up and like be like, oh, Dakota, let me fix you something to eat, sweetie. And why don't you go and have a shower and go to bed and we'll deal with this tomorrow. Fuck off.
Can't now. He likely won't be ready. If he cooperates, he likely won't be ready until 9 o'clock. If he's cooperative at the jail, they'll let him call you. They don't want him there, you know. They'll want someone to come pick him up. So if you just give it maybe 30, 40 minutes and see what happens, okay?
Okay, and I have to ask this as a mother to a son. Can I speak to my child?
No.
I'm just not with him right now. I'm still with his car that he crashed. He's already going
And as a mother with a son, I would hope that your son is not on the road when my son is on the road, because he could have killed somebody else's child, daughter, husband, grandmother, auntie. He's not the victim here. He is the one who's done the wrong thing. As a mother to a son, shut up, mum.
to the jail. So unfortunately you can't, but within the next hour or so, I can arrange for him to call you. Okay.
Do me a favor. Tell him I said to cooperate, please.
Okay. We will.
He's too drunk, mum.
All right,
He
thank you.
can't.
All right.
Dakota was charged with
What did he
driving
get?
under the influence.
Driving while under the influence, registering or obstructing a peace officer or correctional institution employee, leaving the scene of an accident. Those are all, it depends. The driving under the influence, depending on the state and whether he's been caught doing it before, it could be a felony, but all of these look like they're, oh, no, hang on. Is resisting, obstructing felony, or is it a misdemeanor? Those two could be felonies. Ooh.
Influence of alcohol, resisting, obstructing, and leaving the scene of an accident. He is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
You don't think that's a good thing? I was just going to surprise you guys and like start live streaming from Kuwait one day.
That was a retro react. I was thinking we were going to do that last one, but then the whole Amber thing blew up. But if you want, I mean, we could, but maybe we'll call it a night. What time is it anyway? It is 8 o'clock at night for me. Good. That means I'm going to get a good night's sleep, be able to get up and go to work. That's it for me tonight. Food for thought. Nice to hang out with you. No channels to shout out. No, except for Caleb Hammer. Guys, I like that content. If you guys want to go and watch some more of Caleb, go do it. Go do it, because I find that very fun. And thanks for joining me for the other foodie beauty stuff. I've got to go to the bathroom again. Those 2 big drinks did me in. Gonna have some dinner. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your afternoon, evenings, or mornings, depending on what you're doing. Poppy should be coming on soon. I'm sure if he's going to be coming on, he should already be on or coming on soon. But I'm going to go. And I will see you guys maybe tomorrow after work. Depends. This time of night works pretty good for me. And I will see you later. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for coming. Dohiki, I know you've just come in, but there's rewatch. And I'll see you later. Bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Oh, bye. I hit the button twice. Bye. See you.